When I start down, drown out every sound but the bass. Subwoofer in the party, knock 'em out, sorry, run through the place. You want me to look at like trouble, talking that ain't say. Everybody looking nobody to
She stole a smile and my heart responded. She's everything I never knew I wanted. And money won't buy her happiness. Yeah, she's my kind of glamorous. Natural beauty, what it's all about. Tell something to me, can't figure it out. I never thought that I would find someone that I can't resist. This might be as close to heaven as I will ever get. I see perfection and a heart of gold. Always got my attention, beautiful soul. First time feeling rush. She's laid back and catch you up. A real homebody, it's wonderful. I never thought that I would find someone that I can't resist. This might be as close to heaven always got my attention. Beautiful soul. Might be as close to heaven as I will ever get. I see perfection and a heart of gold. Always got my attention. Beautiful soul.
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
Woofer. 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 Give me my crown. Woofer. Give me my When I stop down, drown out every sound but the bass. Subwoofer in a party, knock 'em out, sorry from a through the place. You want me to do it like a couple times, it ain't fake. Woofer. 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 Give me my crown. Woofer. Give me my crown. When I stop down, drown out every sound but the bass. Subwoofer in a party, knock 'em out, sorry from a through the place. You want me to do it like a couple times, it ain't fake. Everybody,
I'm amazing! Yes, defeat! Lose again. Sian lah.
Viewing party?
I need to tell the rest. Let's go! Where are they? Wow, look at that! I can't wait to tell them. Ooh. Guys, do you guys want to go to the watch party?
Watch party?
Watch what?
Watch party?
There are gonna be at least 200 people there for the love of Valorant and Esports, and it's free entry, free flow of popcorns and ice cream. I promise it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I am so down for it. Let's go. Let's go.
Bring us here, man.
pengikut yang follow sekarang ini. Sampai ke mana? Sampai ke situ dia mencari. Dan itulah dia.
Malaysian Esports League 2023.
Akan terus bergerak dengan lebih pantas. Toggle kerapkan target showstopper sedikit terlambat.
Berjaya untuk menjatuhkan tembakan yang cukup baik dengan 5-7 seperti tadi.
Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Vortex Hidden Gem Grand Finals, where we are looking at our top two teams fighting for the champions title. I'm Tashbunny alongside Universe, your casters for today, and today is going to be a good one because we are finally seeing a Malaysia versus Singapore all-out war.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, really amazing because I've, really been excited to see what exactly these two teams can bring to the table. Of course, they've had two different paths to the final. Speaking of the first team, of course, we've got here a bunch of amazing players. Of course, the latest addition to this team being Fishball, who in his recent, interview, I believe also mentioned that, he's been trying to, relieve that pressure off his shoulders, having joined this team. But it seems like he's settled in really well, and the team really has some great, aggressive playstyles, and I enjoy watching them. But the team that they're facing off against is also a mammoth in themselves.
Yeah, looking at this one, we're going to be looking at Ignite. Now, Ignite is definitely the favorites for this tournament. I mean, this is a team with a former player from Talent and Team Secret, Lenny, of course, who's had an incredible run. Also, ex-Bleed player that made such an impact to the team during the pre-franchising days of Bleed. We have Red Go, who has played and coached for so many regions, different region altogether, North America, as well as a combination of Zan, Temps, and Splash, which I believe brings so much to the table in terms of firepower. Now, Ignite is a very interesting one if you think about it, because previously part of the team did play for Orgless, which did win Split 1 of VCL MYSG. Unfortunately, did not make it into Split 2. They didn't even make it to the top 2 even. And then finally in Split 3, they did. I don't think yes, they did. I'm not sure they actually played. I don't think so. I need to double check on that. But now they're here and they've been playing a lot of, I would say, local tournaments and lands as well, trying to get experience. Now, I believe that what's really important about this team is the fact that they said they needed time to really gel with each other, and I believe they did. Now, from what you've said earlier, these two teams had like a different sort of I would say trajectory coming into the grand finals. I would sort of agree and disagree at the same time. I think both teams did only drop one map this entire tournament, having a almost flawless, I would say, a run all the way to the grand finals. But the difference between Ignite as well as TODAK is that for TODAK, they struggled to make it to the end. It was overtimes, it was 2-1s. It wasn't really I would say a stomp going forward. Ignite is a different story. The only team they struggled against was the Overdogs, and even when it was the one map they lost was in overtime. And after that, they turned around and just proceeded to stomp them on Haven as well. So that is something to look out for. And for me personally, it begs the question, right, between these two teams. what exactly, or where exactly do these two teams stand against each other?
You know, I really expect, of course, Ignite to come into this with, you know, a lot more confidence, of course, because, you know, they have been experimenting in between these games almost, it seems like. And, you know, as I look at some of these current, you know, matches that they've played in this tournament, they have actually beaten some, solid bunch of teams here. Starting off with, of course, they did, like you mentioned, beat the Overdogs, and they beat them pretty convincingly in that final map on Haven as well. And then Nobody in Paris as well, the previous game they played off against, was really a strong showing as well. While, you know, TODAK do have a particular band that they've gone for, 2 out of 3 games that they've played so far, it's been Abyss. They're not really, too keen on playing on that map. Ignite, on the opposite end, have pretty much loved Abyss. And, you know, they play with that, you know, really interesting single Sentinel Sage comp, which kind of throws me off the mark as well. You know, kind of feels like kind of Paper X-ish.
I mean, we talked about this in the pre-show, right? Like about it was so strange. But for me, I think it's a confidence thing. Personally, how I feel is just they feel really good. I think it comes back to if you feel good, you can make any agent work, and I think that's what they're playing off of, that confidence that they have. And Ignite definitely has loads of confidence.
Yeah, most certainly. I would, have to agree that Ignite clearly have an upper hand in terms of confidence, because if you're playing, Phoenix on Pearl as well, as double duelist alongside the Jet, you clearly love going on your, exploratory missions towards, even if you're on defense, right? You want to put your players in good positions early on, because the duelists are that confident that they're going to be able to find these openings, the space for you, and just pressure the opponent, just from the get-go. But, TODAK, on the other hand, do have also a typically similar playstyle. I've seen that Yoru and Raze on Bind, which was actually, outplayed by 0-7. It was a really, difficult match for them. So I'm expecting them to come in with maybe a little bit of a change, maybe a little bit of, fixing these little tweaks that they might have, because Ignite's not going to be easy to beat. That's for damn sure, because this is the best of 5, which means you're going to have to play into a little bit of an area where Ignite are going to make you feel uncomfortable on your own map. Because if they start off, I'm not sure what the veto is going to be looking like, but if TODAK do get the first ban, I feel like they will be a little bit more safe in that zone, so that at least they can start off on the map they know best.
Yeah, I think when we talk about these things, I think who best to talk about other than the players themselves. Let's bring in Redco as well as Toggle here to ask a little bit about what their expectations are for today. All right, here we go. TODAK, we have our TODAK player, Toggle, as well as Redco here. Now, hi guys, how are you guys doing today? We're not going to see them on screen. Redco, Toggle, how are you feeling today going into the grand finals?
Hello, I am very excited.
What about you, Redco? What's your feeling?
I think a little tired because I woke up since like early in the morning, but excited too, I guess. Yeah.
Wait, hang on. You're up outside of gamer hours. Why?
Yes. Had an event I had to go to. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's talk a little bit about today. Now, Redco, you just joined Ignite. I was very happy that they signed you. Congratulations for that, and coming up with a new super team. Tell me a little bit about what's it like going into this roster and having Lenny as the IGL after you had been IGLing for so many teams for so long.
Honestly, sometimes it feels a bit weird because normally I call, right, last time. So it feels weird that I'm actually giving someone else the throne and like I'm just listening to them, But overall, I think it's nice because, overall our strat is mostly just Splash and Zen go kill, and the other 3 of us just like throw utils for them. Yeah, basically. So yeah, it's nice, yeah.
Okay, so another question. I'm so sorry, Universe. One more question from me.
Yep.
So, Redco, you had Splash, Temps coming and joining as well. So what made you decide to pick these players? I know that usually I think the only Malaysian player you've been playing with has been Riza, I believe. Now, and also Zen, of course. But now coming in, you have another nationality coming in. I think it's Splash as well. How did you decide you wanted to bring Splash into your roster?
Oh, because actually it's quite a funny story. You won't believe it, but
okay, I got time.
I have a 3-0 record against Flash in VCT, and I think in the future this kid is gonna beat me someday. So if he joins me, then he can't beat me. So when I retire, he knows that he's never beat me before. So that's why I took him. Not because he's good or anything. I just wanted to tell him that I was better than him. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So if you can't beat him, get him to join you, and then tell that you're better. Okay, that's a new trajectory. I like it. All right. Coming to you, Toggle. I did want to ask you about your team as well. Give me a little bit about what the the team has been going through. Of course, the previous game was really hard fought. You had 2 overtimes. What happened in that game? Talk to me a little bit about it.
Honestly, yesterday we all feel like we didn't really play like ourselves. We keep on doing stupid mistakes and stuff. And especially myself, I feel like I didn't really shoot properly. I just solely focus on doing my job, which is just to throw my body. Yeah. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I have a question for you, Toggle. So coming into this tournament, I mean, we all saw what happened in the grand finals for Predator League, right? It was something that you guys thought you guys had in the bag. It was very devastating for you to come in second after falling to unsigned 5. Now, you guys also sort of just went through a roster iteration after changing from different players from different countries as well. So walk with me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about what's different during the TODAK from Predator League and the TODAK from today.
Honestly, during the TODAK during the Predator Grand Final, we all felt like we didn't really play like ourselves. We didn't really play up to our standards or like how we usually do in practice and scrims, and we came to the conclusion where it's due to our mental. Like during the day, some of us was getting tilted, some of us was like not coming things properly, and which led to a lot of like stupid mistakes happening. And we took a long mental reset break ever since that day. And we came back to practice and just solely focus on our mental, and so far things has been going quite well.
Okay, I'm very happy to hear. I'm really excited to see, what you guys have to offer today. Speaking of offering, let's have a little bit of a thing. Reiko, what do you want to say to TODAK before we go on?
I guess just may the best team win, because it's been like 1 year and 3 months since I played TODAK, and this is like a pretty nice matchup for me. Yeah, so I'm excited. So just all the best, man.
Thank you.
He's so nice. What the heck? Yeah. This is not Redco. What the heck? Okay, Toggle, what about you?
Wait, I was, what Tash said previously, off camera, I was really expecting something else, and then he just says, "All the best, man." I'm like, okay. All right.
Good luck to you guys too. I'm very excited to go against you guys. You guys are like my idols. Like, I look up to you guys. Some of you guys are like, well, yeah, good luck. May the best team win.
All right, thanks guys. This was so non-toxic and non-Valorant-y. I am not a fan. Anyways, good luck to both of you. May the best team win. Please win it for Malaysia. Redco, I'm sorry. Team Malaysia all the way. All right, bye guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Now that interview is done, what do you think, Uni?
I feel like, of course, Redco, even without really saying much, it's clear that he exudes confidence, and they're feeling pretty great about the strat, Zan go kill. And of course he's been pretty strong for them. He's showcased it really well, but I'm not gonna give it up that easily, because I feel like even TODAK have got really good players who've put up the numbers, to be fair. And one of them is, of course, 2 of them actually are Fishball and Naruka, right? They're amongst the top 3 players in this tournament right now. So I would expect that both of them will be continuing that streak, and I really hope that this is going to be a lot more closer of a matchup than people might end up thinking, because of course Ignite as a team have been really solid, but once again, you've got some really good experienced players on TODAK, and I feel like when it matters the most, I feel like they will step up, and this is just not going to be an easy 3-0.
I do agree with you about experience, right? I think Aduka as well as Kale came from I would say one of the original core iterations of TODAK back in 2022, 2021. They've had a long name in this team, and I think for a long time they're one of the They don't really change rosters. And I was quite surprised that they went through a major roster change earlier this year. I mean, they let go of Sube, one of their longest standing IGLs, replacing him with the players from Path. Now, Team Path, I'm not sure you guys remember, for you guys over at home or other in Malaysia, they are the team that is most known in Malaysia for their good vibes, for their confidence, for their good mental. And that's where Toggle and Kai came from. And I was quite surprised with this change as well, because, you know, I wasn't sure if their mental could gel with the style and also, I would say, mentality and culture of TODAK, but they seem to gel really, really well. And I think what's really important as well to talk about is Fishbowl Aduka. Fishbowl Aduka have played in different regions. I'm talking about South Asia as well. I think you're very, very familiar with them.
Yep.
And Aduka is one of those players that are cracked as heck, came from a duelist, moved to a flex, and the same could be said about Fishbowl. And I'm loving the fact that we are seeing all of these duelist players kind of be moved into other roles so that they can sort of like flex between going double duelist, double initiator, and etc. It gives a lot of, I would say, adaptability to a team. I think that's what TODAK is trying to embody now, and I think it's a great change for them.
Yeah, you know, all of these players have been genuinely good, right? If you're looking at, you know, just merely by statistical value, TODAK have actually been better than Ignite in just pure statistical value, right? But that's also because they've played a lot more rounds than Ignite. Ignite have played 3 mappers, you know, 1 3-mapper only, but, you know, TODAK have had a lot more work to be done. You know, just the last, you know, best of 3 itself was how many more? They played 2 overtimes. The first one also was a pretty close-up match as well in regulation. So I expect, of course, you know, TODAK to be on their best foot forward because they've had more work put into this. But hey, I'm just now waiting for the maps to be seen, what exactly is going to be the veto. And as I say, we've got it ready for you guys. Let's have a look at what exactly is going to be the first couple of maps, as it is going to be TODAK who bans first and picks first as well.
Yeah, I mean, you already said, like, if TODAK gets the first ban, it would be really good for them. And, you know, I think we talked a little bit about, you know, about what we can see. I think I had a talk with TODAK before, and I'm wondering, like, what exactly is their best map, how they've been prepping. And they said they've already managed to prep every single map except for Abyss. And I could see, I believe that Abyss is not something that they want to play for. There we go. They didn't really want to do that. They've prepped for every single map. And, you know, this is when I interviewed them during Predator League. And I have a lot of confidence on what they can bring to the table. But right now, when you look at numbers, right, I'm not talking about stats, I'm talking about wins against other teams. For TODAK, it's a little bit more of a struggle. It's a 2-1, it's OTs, and it's very different compared to Ignite, who show us more convincing wins in maps.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, they've banned Abyss again. Of course, they're going to be pretty happy with the fact that they've gotten that out of the way as well. They've banned it twice already.
I'm not surprised about this Sunset ban, honestly, if I'm being honest right now. Because, honestly, I was talking to TODAK and they said their best map is Sunset, and I think teams have started to identify that.
So, you know, now they're going to have to play on a bit of a open ground here. Having, you know, taken their best map away and also their worst map away, it's going to be, you know, a middle of the pack here. And they're going to go with Split as the start, which has been a pretty good map for them overall so far. In this tournament, at least. They've had some pretty great wins on it, and I expect them to continue that. As TODAK, of course, you know, as much as you'd expect to continue on with that double duelist, I feel like they've played on this map before. I'm just gonna have a quick look. No, it's gonna be actually single duels. They're gonna play they do play the Astra though, so that's gonna be an interesting one. They play the Astra as a single controller on Split, so that is what I'm looking forward to. And it's gonna be Bind from the side of Ignite. What do we think about that, Tash?
Bind for Ignite. I'd say for Bind, I think this team had a pretty good run on this map. I think against Overdogs was the only time they really struggled on that map. And even then, it was an OT. And if I'm not mistaken, give me 1 second here for Bind. I think for Bind, what's really exciting about seeing them play is the fact that not only was it overtime, but look at the way they played, They're playing this with a Neon, without a Sentinel. I know a lot of people play that map without a Sentinel, but the fact of the matter is, if they're able to run a player as aggressive as Zan on that Clove, you know, mixed up with Temps, it's going to be very exciting to watch because there's a lot of firepower here looking.
There is a question in my mind, that is the fact that the first time they played Bind was against Team Circus, where they put in a Clove, right? And the second time they played, they've put in, you know, a Deadlock in that mix. They've
Right.
taken out the Clove, they played the single controller Brim, and they've played double Sentinel against sorry, forgive me. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the Overdogs. Never mind. My bad. I kind of mixed that up. It's gonna be the Clove itself. Yeah, it's the Clove itself. Yeah. I got it confused.
Really good. No, I think it's good because when you look at Zan, I think for a while now, when you look at MYSG, you think of Zan, he is this insane duelist. Whenever there's a head-to-head, it's Zan Vera, right? And now, when you look at Zan, he's kind of taken a step back, putting himself into this flex role. And I believe it looks really good because it allows, Splash to do what he does best, put up numbers, put up frags, because that's what he's known for. Every time we look at Nexka previously when he was playing on Nexka, it was insane. And now you have Zen, who is able to run that duelist with Splash whenever you need a double duelist, but still able to put up numbers when he's playing a more aggressive back roll here. I'm talking about, a Clove. I'm talking about an aggressive Omen if he wants to. He can.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the Omen is basically a secondary duelist for your team. Of course, the Clove provides a lot more value in that kind of aggressive sense. The Clove is basically a lot more stronger of a controller / duelist, hybrid. But the Omen also, I feel like, gives a lot more of the, self-sustainability that you can find with the Paranoia, teleporting vertically to, pretty different places to play off of the map. And of course, you can set up your teammates really well as well. Clove is of course a agent that plays for, itself, and you've got really great, versatility with that Omen. So I would really love to see him on the Omen. I'm not gonna lie, but we've got 5 different maps, so maybe he picks up something. I don't know, man. We're gonna see. But first off, we've got Split coming in, and I'm excited to see what TODAK are gonna be bringing to the plate, because they have, like I mentioned, played the single controller Astra comp, which is a little interesting to me. What do you think about the Astra being on Split as a single controller?
Hard to say. I mean, I do love an Astra on Split. I think she brings a lot to the table. Her ultimate can basically slice the site in half. You have, really good smokes, 5 stars even, which can be quite strong. You can play with it very selfishly if you wanted. We've seen so many teams do that already. And I think the last time they played this was against a team called Balbaqua, and it went 2-0. The thing is, even though it was a Balbaqua and it was their map pick, it was still 13-10. It was still pretty close. And they seem to only really thrive on attack side, and I'm really curious to see if they've managed to fix those mistakes that they did on the defensive side. Because again, you did mention it is a single smoker. You were quite limited in how you could kind of smoke and control areas with only one singular smoke. Yeah, but regardless, there's a lot of control you can get as well from your teammates. I'm loving the fact they have the breach. I know it's not really a common comp, rather, that you want to have. I think it's either you have it or you don't. But so long as the team plays together and doesn't fall apart, they can do well. And I think this is a big problem that TODAK has, I believe, that after seeing them from Path all the way to here, is the fact that their biggest problem right now is the mental, is just that breakdown in communication that comes in crucial rounds when they're not able to chain as many rounds in a row, and that comes with confidence. And I really hope this is something that they're able to work with as we look at the comps right now, where we're seeing a very similar take onto TODAK. But what about Ignite?
Ooh, Zan's hovering over the Omen. I think he heard us talk about it, so he's gonna probably tease it until the last second. And then just kind of, be like, whoopsie, I clicked on the wrong button. Clove is the best pick, of course, for him. Allows him to be as aggressive as possible. But Redcoat, he's going to go for the breach. He's going to continue on with that. And
his breach is terrifying. Seriously, Redcoat's breach is terrifying. It's very oppressive. It's very aggressive, and it's also one of the game changers or impact makers for a game itself. But previously, when he played that agent, he was the duelist. He did say it was very weird for him to just really, not take the wheel and take the backseat. I mean, it's been years since he didn't play IGL, right? But it could be a pivotal moment for him as well, because he can focus on what he does best, which is shoot hits, and he is able to do bucket loads of that.
Yeah, absolutely. There is one thing that you would not see as a usual on this map, and that's the fade, right? You don't see the fade as often on Split. It's a really, a niche pick. She's great. Fade's got a great, kit of utility, but I feel like for how, small and tall this map is. Oh, Zan's going for the Omen itself. He's not going to switch back to the Clove. All right, so we spoke about it, and it seems like he's going for it. And we're gonna be. I'm pretty happy with that. I think Zan's gonna,
I prefer the Omen over the Clove, honestly. I feel like the thing is, having that paranoia is great. Having From the Shadows is good. Having the Shadow Step gives a lot of outplay potential. Yeah, I mean, you can go very aggressively with the Clove. You have the Metal, which can put in, the decay and everything. But the outplay potential with Zan is massive. He can play selfishly, or he can play for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, we have our first map of the day underway, ladies and gentlemen. It's on a split, of course, just to keep you all once again notified if you've just joined in. Those are the 5 maps on the screen on the left side. Split, of course, being chosen by TODAK, as we will be heading into, with them playing on the attack, and they have Toggle to continue his body throwing, as he mentioned in the interview earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a fade, you don't really need to throw in your body as, diligently.
As aggressively, yeah.
You've got 2 Prowlers. You've basically got 2, Hounds that will, lead the way for you. But let's see how good he can, use them today. Splash got an initial contact towards mid, but he's going to get smoked off and hold that. Maybe they could slip into Wentz. Instantly, that rotation's being called in, and you can see that the Fade's holding that down. As we've got a pretty solid setup here in the defense, but it seems like B is going to be the hit.
Already we have a good timing from the Cypher, as well as a clash happens here. 2 already, 3 in fact for Toda in their hands. As the defense completely crumbles for Ignite, as Temps
planted
with his teammate, last few standing. Great flick onto Kale, takes him down. Thinking down the numbers gives them a little bit of I would say, just doing down the numbers as they wait for the site now. All the members of Toda has really placed themselves onto B main, and it's gonna be a tall mountain to climb if they want to play this retake here. They're gonna either have to smoke it out, they're gonna have to try and take these picks.
Bring them down.
But time going down slowly here. Lenny clears up the backside, finds nothing. Flash forward here. Lenny playing a dangerous game alone on top here, playing off each other, but Fishball and 7 get 1 more each. Pretty solid round 1 here. Pistols to Toda.
Yeah, of course, it's pretty clear that this is an extreme, post-plant, based comp. With the Astra, of course, you get that star. The gravity wall is really strong to deny any sort of, fishy business when you're trying to tap the spike, or you're trying to just stick it through, even if you're, brave enough for it. And of course, you've got 2 flashers, 2 heavy flashers on the team, the Breach and Sky. So it's extremely dependent on the fact that they get into the site. If I see that Ignite can kind of stop them from doing that, from getting into the site, I feel like they'll be pretty happy. As Toggle already has brought in the Vandal and could be close to losing it, because he's not expecting. No, he will expect him.
Quick reaction time as well. The pain shells, util dump all around alongside that flash. 7 hovering down mid here, staying really close to the center area, barely missing Redco on that side. Now flash to come through. 7 catches Redco quickly before he could even react. But now Zan, forced out of heaven here, has to wash away. But splash on the headshot.
1
Just takes
enemy
down 7.
remaining.
Beautifully done. Still, there's only 1 person left to worry about, and it's their Neon. What are you gonna do here, Splash? What's the call? It's 1 versus 4. Can go down to spike, dwindle down the numbers. Can't do that when you're up against someone with a Vandal.
Clean and simple 2 rounds here from TODAK, but they got to keep this momentum up. Of course, you mentioned that their attacking side has been a little bit more better than their defense. And, we're going to have to find out why in this game, how that Astra is going to play around that mid-region, if at all. 7's going to be helping out there, because that mid-region is going to be extremely crowded with these flashes. I feel like Toggle and Fishball are going to dominate that mid-region on the defense side. Being able to break that crossfire is going to mean everything to them. For now, it seems like another B hit coming in. Initial stun here. Zan's going to call it out. The smoke's going to go in. Orb collected, and that's going to bring 1 step closer for Aduka to pick up that Seeker. But that's just a fake, as they've already rotated away. And a single player here for defense. Temps. Easy holding for him at the moment. He's playing on elbow, so he's got a clear vision of both sides of the A site. And he's got trips as well. So instant reaction from Lenny is going to be in to pop out towards that A heaven to hold him off.
Silence already on mid. Yeah, the only thing separating these two teams is just that smoke. You have peaks, jump peaks over from their Cypher, from the defending side. That's for Kale. I think they're ready. Look at this. The util come through here. We have the pain shells. We have the trips come through. Temps doesn't react off it though. Chooses to play a little bit more passive. Decided to play with his teammates. They jump in together. A beautiful waterfall coming down here. But TODAK is completely ready for it. 2 knockdown already. Toggle 2 to his name. All eyes onto heaven
30 seconds
as
left.
Lenny peeks out immediately. His head gets completely blown off. Zan left on his own here. Phantom in hand. Against the 4. Might be hard. Look at this crossfire set up by the members of TODAK. They're playing together. The only person going up a little bit more aggressively is Kai. Trying to catch anyone in that long rotation. Perhaps it might be Sewers. Timing on his side here. As he drops those smokes. I think Zan knows what's at stake here. Has to wait. Exit frags is what's on his mind. Timing is correct, but Aduka is just a little bit sharper and even getting an upgrade out of that.
Well, that's going to be a big bonus round as well for TODAK, as honestly, a little bit of a mismatch there on that A site. The tripwire not capitalized upon, just a 1 kill coming in a little later. The trade was almost instantaneous. They let Toggle get into a good position, and he was able to take down 2 from that elbow side, who both of which just kind of, walked into his crosshair straight. Now, that's going to give a little bit of time for the defenders to try and maybe come up with a little bit of strategy, how to not let these players get inside, because their post plant is a little too strong at the moment. Toggle for a bit of a fake here towards the A side. He's already called in Splash, who's made his way here, and then back he goes once again. They've understood that there is no sound, and the Seekers are going to help them enter the B site.
Immediately, Temps just blows Seven's head away here, despite the Seekers. And the rest of TODAK just completely run away onto the other side. Cannot break that B hold. Toggles all the way onto CT area. Lenny spots him out here. Taps all around. That Roomba will keep him in bay for just a while longer, as the other members of Ignite are just slowly making their way onto those rotates. Flash does hop onto Toggle, but he doesn't seem very worried about it at all. Does not want to give up the space. Finally forced to a Splash, Bucky in hand here. We've seen a lot of damage done with the Neon with the Bucky.
Gotta go.
I know where everyone is here. Quick dash forward, a slide as well. Paranoia. Unfortunately, Toggle still wins that fight. TODAK still on site here. Holding so true. Zana tapped onto Kale, takes him down here. In fact, take it 2 as Lenny helps him from the other side. Toggle Aduka put in numbers as well. And now it's down to a 2-on-1 as Aduka seals it 4 in a row. Ignite. No answers quite yet.
Yeah, keeping it really close there. The only unfortunate thing was Splash had already exhausted his slide, so he couldn't actually get into that elbow position in the way that he wanted to. He had to just jump in, dodge a stun, dodge a flash, and then kind of had to take a shot upon the blind at Toggle, which also he missed by just an inch. It is, of course, an eco round, so we're not going to, force them too hard about it, but a couple of region shields here allow them to buy up completely, as we've slowly built up an ultimate economy here for the defenders as well. A couple of orbs that they could collect this round, but aggressive towards mid they go, and that's quite the statement to be made after losing 4 rounds in a row. An instant reaction, look at that from TODAK. They're running into the A side as quickly as possible.
Retakes is what they want to go for here. Toggle, already spotted by the Recon, has to move away. Gonna chip damage, Temps moves out, but still hits Zan. Temps be playing closely with his teammate. Splash rendered down to only 4 HP left. One small sneeze is all it takes to take him down here. And then Aduka, despite that stun, still gonna find Splash's head here as 7. Red Coat completely obliterates him from one end. Very patient. The members of Ignite try to get onto site here. But do they know there's actually 2 players playing onto elbow? Toggle, trying to find the right timing here as Red Coat. Hot. Still loses. Temps moves in tandem with him. They still go for the half. Almost there. Fishball out of time. And Lenny takes him down. 1 on the board. And Ignite finally answers back.
This was a little bit of a difficult round for, of course, TODAK. Although towards the end, but in the beginning, they almost had everything in place, right? The only problem was that nobody really checked elbow from the side of Ignite. I'm not sure why. Redco expecting, okay, maybe they're coming in from main. Something's gonna happen from that side without really having checked that one little corner. But in the end, Clutch came in hand thanks to the one and only the mid push that they did. But it seems like there's going to be an aggressive A hit here. That stun's going to go through and it's going to fall up. 1, 2, 3. No, he's going to get away as well.
What the heck is that? Rushes forward, completely takes Soda off guard here. A flawless round even to completely overwhelm the team. And it was all off the back of that setup. It was beautifully done. Util dumper out. I can't remember what it is that was there. I think it was a flash even. And all they had to do was splash, go right now. And he gets 2 or 3 out of that.
Yeah, you know what the best part about that was? The first stun came in from Splash, and then they took 3 seconds to hold on, and then released the, fault line. Why? So that the players just do not have any time to recover at all, even if Splash got stunned there. He got them in a great line of sight, both of them lined up, and he got 2 there, and then Zan followed it up from behind because he was completely unfazed by anything. Great understanding of how to use the stuns, by the way. Not at the same time. Take your time, find out where they are, and then do it back to back. Exactly, yeah.
It's just so good. And I think that's the reason why it makes me so excited to watch Ignite. It's always been the big brain plays. It's always been that for the team. When you think of Redco, you think of Lenny, you think of these insane calls. You think of how they can play together as a team. Lenny here, hoping to play for first contact. But as 3 go through here, he is able to go for 1. Toggle quickly answers back. Flash next up here, spots 1 here, moves out the way. You also have those Seekers down.
No.
Aduka takes advantage of his distractions as Toggle looking to push past that Cosmic Divide. No, in fact, he's just going to wait to see if anyone decides to push through. Now, they use that cage to cross onto the side itself. Zan had sustained quite a bit of damage trying to do that here. Temps knows exactly where he is and beautifully played. Just a headshot to the head to take out Toggle. And immediately they go on that spike. And as they say, pros don't fake. He moves away here because the gravity ball pulls out. But Redco, his timing is true. Gets 3, in fact, for the back of Heaven A site. No one was expecting that at all.
Yeah, he walked in from spawn. He realized, the players from TODAK don't really have any space on site. There's nobody on site. The guy under Heaven was killed. And then they've also not had any control of CT, which means they have to be the ramp and they're going to be walking up Heaven. So it was pretty simple for him to wait for his teammates to tap the spike, wait for that, gravity to come in, which is going to, of course, force the opponents on Heaven to start firing down. And he just kind of found the perfect timing because they were focused on site. And now, thanks to that round, look at the number of ultimates they've got. Once again, they're going towards mid. A stun coming in.
Look at this. They're getting active here. Unfortunately, the overdrive only good for 1. It's Zan, in fact, that gets that kill. Now, the Rolling Thunder is here. Zan completely follows through. Kale good for 1, but Zan answers back. TODAK was completely ready for this push, and they punish the members of Ignite for even trying to challenge them before they could get onto site. Now, for Ignite, it's only Temps left. He's going through mid side, trying to catch them in the act. We have a neural theft online already. All eyes onto B side here. Timing could be good. He's gonna try and see if he's able to get the right flanking time, but you can already see Sevens already has eyes on him. Alerts the full squad of his position. 1, 2, 3, swing, finds nothing. Wall bangs abound. That's not exactly where Fishball is holding. Now they have a beautiful cross from 3 angles. It's almost like slicing a pizza. Good for 1. He moves away, but cannot do more than that. And just like that, TODAK takes away the momentum out of Ignite's hands.
Yeah, great simple setup. Contact, stun, and swing. It was unbreakable. He couldn't have won that round no matter what. That stun was going to make sure that he gets away with it. A bunch of ultimates expensed here, though. They had 5 in just a minute ago, and now they've lost 4 out of them. Zan's the only one left with an ultimate, and that's going to be an expensive loss for the side of Ignite. They're going to have to recover, and it seems like once again, they're not afraid of retaking that mid space. Splash is being sent out, this time on a bit more of a contact basis. He's going to hold on to the left side. Aduka he's going to send out the Trailblazer. Stun's gonna come out. Nothing to follow it up, just to kind of make him feel a little scared. Splash will be a little bit more careful about picking that angle. Slowly, that space that was being held by Splash is now being retaken by TODAK as they wait for a bit of a default player. 3 heavy on mid, of course, but they're hoping that just Ignite make a mistake at this point. Nothing else. They're just not going for any set plays themselves.
Look at that. Preparing to play off contact here, Redco. He was prepared to flash. Waits a little bit here. More aggressive stance here for Splash. Spots one out, moves out the way. 17 HP. Redco quick to trade. Now the waiting game begins once again. Cutting the noise. No clue where TODAK is going. And even TODAK has no clue where they're going. Spike is still near their spawn. Kill spotted out there. Will be taking quite a bit of damage because of that.
I know
Caught out by that Prowler. Real theft online already. And Ignite forced away there. Moves away. They're just trading off utils left, right, and center into the smokes. A stun as well. Another flash, and Zan gets 2. Beautifully played, but 7 was already from another angle, playing it to perfection. But Tams is just sharper, and Tams gets 2, gets away with it. In fact, 4-5. This is becoming a little bit too close for comfort between these two teams.
Yeah, a little too late to the party there. Kai could have taken a little bit more of a faster route from that B main. I feel like his teammates would have been alive on Heaven. But it was, you know, too much utility being dumped across from both sides. A breach ult expensed as well, just to make sure that nobody really pushes in. Fishball did a really great job. That ultimate actually kind of saved him there and kept anything else from happening. But in the end, it had to be, of course, the defense. Once again, aggressive A. They go. Oh, what? Okay.
Insane! 2 members out of sight here, and Toggle was not able to react since he juked out of the way. And now the other members of TODAK forced to scurry, forced to break formation. 7 on his own, a 1-2 formation with his teammates. What are they up to right now?
7 just gives up a flaring shot and gets back. He's going back to check that, but it's gonna be A. He's just kind of faking it out, but Splash, he's ready for everything. He's just holding down the sideline. Yep. Simple holding for him.
Surprised there's no reaction. Oh, there we go. Temps just running away. Oh my gosh. You know, I always forget that for TODAK, most of their members had played in South Asia. We even have Coach Gunner, who used to be the coach for OGX.
Yeah. I remember that, of course. Yeah, this timeout's really necessary. I feel like, you know, they need to kind of hold on to this A main side pretty, you know, convincingly, because every time Splash and he's got Redco behind him, there is nowhere to break that kind of, you know, you've basically stunned the entire, you know, region there. And I feel like they need to kind of expect that in a certain round and hold on, wait for it, and then kind of catch them off guard, because it's not that difficult to actually break. If you find Splash sliding out of that A main side and you're playing a little bit passively, you will instantly get a man advantage, and there's nothing that Ignite can do about it. They will lose their spearhead pretty early on, and then they're going to have to kind of spread out the utility, because for them, the utility is pretty scarce. It's not going to be easy for them to spread it out as much as you can see on the attacking side. So maybe playing for a little bit later in the round would actually help TODAK a lot more, because they've got utility that's, you know, quite honestly, almost inexhaustible at this point. That, you know, breach fault line, the sky flashes. If you've, you know, missed that as well, you got Astra to kind of initiate, you know, the side as well. And to follow all of that up, Toggle's been really good this game, at least in the first 10 rounds. So, yeah, and that's exactly what they're, look at this. They're holding that back line. They waited for that aggression, didn't come in. So here comes the cavalry.
Answer's back is so simple for the team. Already on the side, the trip catches him. Toggle caught in a hard place even. Aduka finds Temp, so at least doesn't have to worry about that guy anymore. Lenny knows there's someone close by. He breaks the Seekers already as well. Now Splash and Redco! The tandem between these two players are just so good. Timing, phenomenal. Now 7, his timing is just not there. He's trying to go for these lurks, trying to find the timing, and unfortunately for him, it has been too quickly that his teammates fall. Just like that, the spike already defused. All he can do is just grab a gun and just wait here. Punishing Splash. They at least bring one gun to next round.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Even if you're that good at post plants, if you're not allowed to get into the positions that you want to because you've just got Splash coming in and hitting heads the way he does, then it's not gonna be easy. So I feel like they've the one small thing that has been adjusted for Ignite has been that they let them take the site. But what they don't let them do is get into post-plant positions. They flood in instantly as soon as they hear that, spike down. They don't let them get comfortable in their positions where utility could be a problem for them. So that's actually smart. That's what they did in the previous round. And now to kind of counter it, they've got an outlaw and it does wonders.
Good for one. That's the beautiful thing about TODAK. Spoke too soon here, Temps. Quick to find Fishball. Playing so carefully with his teammates. Temps, Neural tapped on line already. Splash is rushing up forward. Despite that flash, Aduka, good for 2. Playing closely with his teammate, but the ball back from Temps make it so hard for him to really hold on. And 7 is rendered to only 30 HP. Spikes on the site. But where is Temps going? He's hoping to see a flank come through. He's not going to find anyone because 7's actually on main.
Yeah.
Both players are just kind of missing each other here. But who realizes first?
I'm pretty sure Temps is just playing for the fact that he can rotate to any side pretty easily. He's got control of A pretty solid. He's just holding on B because he's got no information, right? And there's only one place he could push in. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to hear that smoke pop in, and he should be watching that camera. Yeah, he is. He's going to see the walk-in. Yep, and there it is. He sees him. He's going to rotate over now. But the problem is,
Dart.
Kai's got no idea where he is. This Dart's going to stick on him for as long as it can, and the time's ticking out. He's got no idea where Temps is.
10 seconds. Temps not even gonna bother. Makes it so easy.
That great positioning. He just understood the fact that, you know what, I don't need to play with that spike at all because he's going to expect him to be near the spike, right? Because it's dropped on site. But he's got a camera. He's got a tripwire to make sure that he doesn't push off towards CT as well, towards screens. So he plays in his spawn, ready to hold on B because he could expect that without having the need to actually worry too much about A. So plays it perfectly, holds on to that camera in the end, and Kai, of course, like I said, he's looking towards the side because he thought that Temps was playing on side with the spike. Not gonna be the case. 7 and 5. Honestly, I was expecting this to be on the flip side. It should have been TODAK on top, but now they're gonna have to play off of their defensive side, which Split historically does have a better split side as for defense side, but it hasn't been that great in this tournament for TODAK.
Splash already on site here. Quick right clicks to the phase, but quickly traded. The same could be said about Ignite as well. Aduka here, his timing could be good. He knows where Temps is. Quick flash, he knows there's one onto main as well. But look at that paranoia out. He flashes back just to buy a bit of time. His teammate is here, but 7 falls and so does he. Kale left on his own here. Quick tap to the head is all he needs, but teammates for Ignite, they have a good buddy system going on. And Pistols down to Ignite this time around. Just flipping the script here.
Pretty solid here. Really quick and fast execute, making sure that site is where you focus your energy upon, and then go for a little bit of a late, push up towards ramp. Do not give them any control. Just kind of, succumb them to heaven itself. They have to fight from the window, nowhere else.
That goes there.
The aggression on, of course, the attacking side is really strong, and it seems like they're going to look for a bit of a slow one this time towards mid, waiting to see if TODAK are actually going to make a move as a, stack push or anything of that sort. Not going to be the case. Temps is holding on outside of A just to make sure that no funny business is happening on that side either. And now I'm pretty sure the call is going to come in to move in towards B heaven. There was a recon sent towards Wentz, a Prowler as well to clear out. Yep, everything's done to make sure that mid, no matter what, is in the hands of Ignite. They did break the camera on A main, so they kind of should realize that this should be a B hit, because Cypher lurking on A always kind of, gives at least 70% of the times, true to the fact that it is going to be a hit on the opposite side.
Very patient here. And I think this is one thing that's really scary because you have no clue who's coming, no clue how many people are coming. Look at that, Temps just walks up, peeks through A already. I think they already know it's going to be a B. 7, despite his timing onto Ramen, he decides that he is not interested in actually pushing ahead. He's actually going to go up and find anyone roaming toward
30
A side
seconds
here.
left.
Seven had rotated that side. They all left toward A side. I'm not too sure what was the comms here. As Thames with the cage up here already, putting a bit of chip damage onto Fishball, taking him down. You already have Kale waiting for him on one end in case the rotates were to happen. Kale, he's gonna win that in the end, but takes quite a bit of damage. Slowly, the members of TODAK just slowly making their way onto the B side. But they're taking too much time here. Seven's timing has to be good. Lenny's not looking at him. He might be able to get away with one, even two in fact. Headshot straight to Redco. Lenny here, might go down. Nope, he wins that fight. In fact, that's an upgrade of a gun as well. It's gonna be a lot harder for this retake for the members of TODAK. Aduka, no clue what's happening in hell. He could jump down, but how many people are watching him? Toggle is here as well. Lenny has spotted him out already here. Pain Shell just moved them out the way, but they play in tandem. And Splash to take him down. Quickly runs off the side here. Aduka trying to see if he can catch anyone off guard.
Oh, that's just unfortunate.
Finally going down to the spike, and it's perfect because the number of rifles or guns they taken down before they go into round 3 was 3, which means the firepower for Ignite isn't going to be super hard to deal with.
Man, I'm so confused about how, you know, we saw Thames kind of just lurk into those positions on A Heaven. You know, he was between 3 people, by the way. There was 3, but 1 on Heaven, 1 on, you know, screens, 1 on site, and he still managed to get up ramps, and then it's all just gone, you know, to hell. Even after that, dropping 3 weapons is a big thing for them. So they're gonna feel a little bit confident in this round, but what they don't know is probably going to kill them is the fact that, you know, Ignite have actually invested in completely. They've got a Vando bought on, I believe, onto Splash, but he's got, as soon as I take his name, he's gone down, and so has Zen. Okay, that's just happened through a Cypher Cage.
That's perfect, actually. They just sort of is reacting back and putting in that pressure and happening to find hits, and that's perfectly well executed. It's swindled out the numbers. It's given them a lot of advantage, in fact, for this round here. They could snowball if they want to. Aduka, he's ready to flash, but Thames had moved out the way. I think it did take a bit of chip damage here as the other members of Ignite try and dwindle down the numbers. They have no clue what the other members are.
I must wait a moment.
Cam setup. Spots no one. In fact, even putting in that haunt just to make sure the site is clear. Now, they're stunned. They have to move out the way here. They have an aftershock onto them. I don't think the Prowler actually spotted out Fishball here. He actually is just waiting for the right timing to come through. Slow movements.
30 seconds
They're very patient about this, and now here comes the explosiveness. Temps but to find one, easily taken down here. Fishball, good answer. But you also have to worry about our Redco quickly popping ahead of Aduka. And they get that plant. Really gotta give it to Ignite. They were patient. They were playing this, making sure that they could really minimize the number of mistakes they do before getting onto the site itself, getting as much information as they can. Now that Prowler will be broken. They know exactly where the other 2 members are. A quick move into the site already, trying to play with that stun. Flashed as well. The shot from Lenny is true, but Toggle is just sharper. As they get this round and bring it to a 6. TODAK slowly coming back.
Yeah, they've got a good understanding of how to play this, you know, game now, but I still feel like, you know, you've got so much of that aggression on the attacking side, which they've been still keeping it calm, by the way. They've not really aggressed except for that 1 pistol round. So if they decide to put in Splash in a difficult position once again to kind of trouble the opponents, they're not going to be able to handle it. So far, TODAK have not, you know, boded well with that aggression from the Neon. And if they choose to go for it towards that B Heaven side now, it's going to be tricky. Although they do have Fishball in Wentz to hold off that aggression. He could kind of, you know, stop everything in the track. They've spotted it, and there he goes, holding on the fault line if at all any funny bits is going to happen. He's already expensed it. Now it kind of gives the opportunity for Ignite to burst into B Heaven without actually having too much trouble.
Chip damage onto their breach already. It's a bit of a top up there from the sky. Now it's a re-smoke once again. Toggle playing this nice off angle. If they don't flash, if they dry peek, they will most likely go down. But they're clearing out vents already. And all eyes are on 2 ropes here. They do have a trip there, in case they decide to play near ramps. Thames is there waiting as well, so technically, if they don't move quickly, they could get crunched. It could bode death here.
Face your fear!
Jump peek was perfectly done. Gonna spot out Toggle. What happened there is Kyle gonna quickly answer back, but the same could be said for Zan. And I'm loving how Ignite are just sort of playing tag team here. As soon as one goes down, they trade back and it's a counter trade. And now Splash already all the way to their CT area, finding Fishball in the midst of that rotation. Toggle, no way to break into the site. Smoked off, in fact, as well. As 7 going around the world in how many days here? Not a lot of time. His timing has not been perfect for 7 because he's just been not able to meet up with his teammates as quickly as he wants. So much utility, bodies even placed to find him. And as for Ignite, they are very patient. They're not peeking. They're making sure to just hold. And Toggle here, he has to play it safe. He has to move into the other side. He has to save the gun to bring it to the next round here. Redco might be in trouble and he falls.
Player standing.
Good for 2, but Zan is the one to just shut him down, leaving only Toggle alive. And the only sole rifle to bring to the next round.
Yeah, you know, that contact burst is really, you know, scary, man. Especially when you've got a, you know, a Neon who's just gonna slide into your face without having any sort of thoughts. You know, he's got no, you know, real, you know, brain that there is just okay. I've got to just go in for my team. No matter what happens, they will trade me out, and that's exactly what Splash is playing for, and it's working out really well. Control has been great for them in the previous round. They went in towards spawn, kind of, you know, suffocated the opponent. But the one thing that I've noticed across both halves so far has been the fact that 7 has been so isolated from his team across almost every single round. He's always on the rotation. He's always been on the lurk. But this time, it seems like he wants to go on an aggressive foot, take a fight. He's not gonna win it though.
He tried to take that fight alone with no backup, no teammates, no trade potential. Meanwhile, for Ignite, they have a nice little cross working together. Now, Splash on the back foot here, going for 2, even a knife from Zan. Come on now! Not like this. Poor Fishball. They get the plant here, Temps all alone. Quickly finds Toggle as he brings out his util. And the same could be said for Aduka. Not able to win that duel, a flawless. And now Ignite, they are ignited. They are rolling in that heat. Just slowly choo-choo of painting it forward. I don't even know what I said. So painting? Come on.
Well, Gunner's not happy. He's gonna have a bit of a word with the players, but like you mentioned again, you know, that defensive side has been such a difficult, you know, point for them to handle, especially against a team like this. It's not going to be easy at all, right? Because you want to expect that this team is going to actually do better on that, you know, defensive side, because they've got such great, you know, utility points. You got a Sky, you've got a Breach, you got a Nade as well, right? If you got a Raze as well, forgive me. So you would expect that this team should be able to actually do so much better with the comp that they have and the Astra as well, right? It's such a, you can see it and tell this is a comp that's made for the defense, but they're not really able to put themselves in good positions to actually fight this out. I would have expected an operator to come out maybe at some point, because Splash is the only guy you need to worry about with that op. But you got the follow-up right behind them. You can really, you know, kind of hurt the opponents with that operator if you know, settle in and find a couple of peaks, because they're playing on contact right now. They're not bursting out completely. They did that 2 rounds out of 5. And if you're able to capitalize on the rest 3 with an op, I feel like they could have done really well. But nobody's really seeming to pick it up, and that's harming their chances. But that's just, you know, what I've been feeling so far. And Splash, well, he's going with a lightning strike.
Look at this. He even plays in tandem with Fishball. Jumps out here, gets one already, Kale falls, and 7 as well. All you have to do is just let Splash go aggressive. His teammates are there to provide cover fire as well for him, giving him the ability to take up so much space. Late rotations here from Toggle. A jump peek forward just to make sure no one is actually in heaven. And there is one. He's already placed himself all the way toward mid-side. His timing could be good. Splash taking quite a bit of damage here. Lenny gonna throw that C's up there. And now, the rest of TODAK, they can't do anything. They're seized, they're haunted. Aduka, tap to the hit, gonna fight Temps. He gets knocked down. And suddenly Zan's timing is just so good. He peeks when you least expect him to. But Aduka was ready, but not before Splash can answer back. And that's the beauty of Ignite. That potential of trade is just too good from them.
Yeah. it seems like, you know, the momentum just kind of caught up with them, and they're like, we're just gonna just run in every round. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna make a difference. All we need is for a splash to get us the space, and we just follow it up and, you know, kind of just plague this TODAK side, and they're not able to hold off no matter what. Considering that how good it started off for TODAK, I was expecting this to be a lot more competitive in the second half as well. But this has been a lot more of a split showing than it's been in the previous games. Oh, he's missed it and he's blinded.
Showstopper did not stop anything, and even then, Splash still wants to challenge. You can tell like he's very confident right now. But thankfully, will be punished now. Fishball here with his teammate. We'll say these two have been a dynamic duo. They've been playing very closely with one another, playing off each other's util. While you have Seven that's a little bit more disconnected. But for Toggle, he has been putting up the numbers. He has been very aggressive in taking up the space. On this defensive side, it's a bit more quiet. Here's Temps. He's doing what he does best. Just going for the lurk, making a bit of damage. But look at how far in already onto B they are. They have the side down. They're going all the way to CT side. Haduka making sure to find his way into B main. But Lenny's already holding that angle, holding that corner. He crosses, he's gonna fall. And on top of that, another counter flank. It's like flankception here. Temps had gone around the entirety of split map alone. You have Zan holding all the way so far back here. We're not expecting to be there. These corners are just... You don't expect any players to be. And Ignite take full control of that situation and just punish them, isolating these players one by one. Fishball and Seven, last two members playing. And they're not even playing together here. They're separated. One towards CT, one coming in from Heaven. He's sharp. Fishball, you can expect that from him. Seven falls. Zan was ready for him. Rolling Thunder, and Fishball cannot answer. A 13-6. And unfortunately for TODAK, they're not able to seal the deal on their map pick.
Yeah, first half I saw potential. I saw a lot of good ideas from TODAK. You know, the attacking was really good. I, you know, saw them take the sites really well. The post plant, you know, that they were holding in the first 4 rounds that they got was actually really good, because the utility was not as, you know, mindlessly used to just get into the site. They had post plant. The Astra was actually playing really well. The fact that Seven was alive on those post plants was all that was keeping them. That was all that was needed to keep them winning these rounds, but they didn't really need him. Towards the tail end of that first half, he kind of became slightly distended from everything that was happening. Every time he was on a different path altogether, his team was, you know, dying on one side of the map, and he was on the, you know, reflex of coming on for the flank, and he was a little too late to the party every time, even on the second half.
I was just surprised that they're not changing the way they're playing. They kept putting Seven on that lurk, and he's been lurking and lurking. And I thought to myself, okay, if your lurks are not working, if their timing is not working, why are you not changing it up? Why aren't you playing with your teammates on site? Why aren't you changing the way that you've been playing? And the thing is, adjustment for TODAK has not been there. And meanwhile, for Ignite, they're a little bit more fluid. They understand how they want to play, but it's not really like big adjustments either. It's just Temps walking around the entire map. And how many times have we seen him just walk up the entire 8 site unfound, unseen at all, and he just walks as though his dad owns the entirety of Split. Let's be real here. And I think there's just too many holes in the defenses of TODAK, if I'm being honest right now. Attack side, it's great. It looks a little bit more competitive, but for defense, I think what's been great is just the idea that you have this buddy system going on. It's always a crossfire. It's always a trade potential. You can never really tell where the other player is going to be. Very different to TODAK, how they play in terms of a buddy system is 2 players playing side by side to each other. So like it or not, I have to say that for TODAK, especially toward the second half, we could start to see that breakdown in communication. They're not talking, perhaps. They're not coming properly, perhaps. Their mental's already somewhere else, and they start to play not as a team.
Yeah, you know, I feel like there was, of course, a pretty great, showing in the first half. But that showing was, you know, a completely different story. Like you mentioned, I think like the comms kind of did break down. They did have a lot of trouble in making sure that, you know, they took the right fights. It was really isolated at a certain point in time where you were trying to face off against that Neon, and you're hyper focused on that Neon. But, the kind of team that comes behind that Neon is actually what was making everything happen. Temps was the one who they should have been most worried about because he was getting into spaces that they were just not expecting, especially that one round where you saw kind of showed how good he was with his timings of lurks, was something that they were probably hoping that 7 would do for their team, right? So yeah, it's been a difficult map, but now we're heading into a second one, which is going to be, of course, Ignite's home ground, and now I'm getting slightly worried for TODAK.
Yep, slightly worried, but for now, hold your horses and don't be too worried because we'll be right back for map 2. Do not go anywhere. This is a Vortex Hidden Gem.
Hi, I am Nabil, also known as Fishball. I'm from TODAK and I play the controller role for the team. When I first joined TODAK, there was a lot of pressure, and honestly, it was more towards like I put the pressure on myself. But after a few months in the team, it slowly died down and I started getting more comfortable in the team. After losing yesterday, getting second place, we were a bit down and we will have to take time to grieve the loss. But from losing that, we can only bounce back even harder and just, fix our mistakes and keep on grinding together and have better chemistry for future tournaments. Honestly, there should be more tournaments in Malaysia, more prize pools, so people are more encouraged to join, try even harder and make proper teams. That would actually really help the scene a lot. It's nice to see all these teams join, and especially the teams that upset invited teams, because it doesn't really only take an org for you to be good. You can be a good bunch of players that play together just to beat a team with an org. And it's not that shocking, because Valo changes a lot and anything can happen. I would like to give a shout out to Poggle and Aduka because they were the ones to help me out the most in the team when I was having my mental challenges, especially during practice or during tournaments. And for my future opponents, good luck. Well, we have that fire in us after losing yesterday, and it'll be better games from us from now on.
Hi, my name is Daniel Hakim and my in-game name is rightful. I play for Team Ignite. I'm from Singapore and I play Flex for my team. As a coach, you see stuff from like a bird's eye view. As a player itself, you're just like looking at your own perspective, and from there you can't really tell like who's making mistakes and stuff. Two of those roles are completely different. I feel like coaches have a lot of challenges as well, which is like you can try to tell someone that they're doing something wrong, but they'll still try to fight you back, argue and stuff. But they don't know that you can see every single person's perspective, so they kind of know more than you actually. I feel like a coach is more important than a player. But as a player also, sometimes you're so dialed in that you kind of forgot what you do. So like, if you make a mistake and then your coach points it out to you, you'll be like, oh no, I didn't do this. But in reality, you actually did. But it's because you're only seeing it from your own perspective, you don't actually remember that you did it. Yeah, so I feel like, if you're talking about challenges, I think coach is harder. Yeah. I don't think we're the best yet, and I don't think we are like at the top yet. Personally, for my team, we feel like we should be winning this tournament because we've been practicing quite hard. I think other teams as well, they've been practicing too, right? So it's more like who just plays better on the day itself. We are confident they'll win, but we're not cocky about it. Yeah. I feel like Singapore lacks a lot of support, making this our career. I think in Singapore right now, there's only like 2 to 3 organizations that actually pay money to like have a pro team. Actually, there's a lot of Singapore talent out there that can actually win, but they just need the support so that they can play the game more professionally. Yeah. This one person means a lot to me. I mean 2, I guess. It'll be Handsome, our coach, and Lenny. I think these 2 are the most underrated in our team. Not many people talk about them, but they actually bring a lot of impact to the team. Just cause sometimes when you see the IGL not fragging, doesn't mean they're bad, you know. It just means that our whole team's actually doing the work that we need to, so they don't have to do it. So I think Lenny is better IGL than me, and Handsome actually helps our team a lot. So most of our wins are credited to them. Yeah. All the best and have fun.
to play this round itself. Persona wants to get up close and personal finds the first, finds the second as well. The third, the fourth, the boot, and go on for the ace.
Warriors are gonna have a bit of trouble on to employ the Bucky on the knee. As a combination, never expected the guy in triple in 4K for Boy! On the Neon. Will this be the fourth ace? In the timing, and the time is now pushing on in. The slide comes through, but Fast Now was not fast enough. At least the Breach is able to get that 1-for-1 trade-off. A second, a third, a 4K from Inugami, and this guy's picking up the 8.
Perhaps it might just be lights out for this map, as well as Roar are now just 2 players away from losing this, but it may just be a clutch, it might just be an ace!
Catch someone off guard, but he knows he does manage to catch Bushido. He does catch Magazine, and there's the opening that 07 needed. And they're attacking onto A side, which just shuts him down. You gotta check where Slider is.
Positions are noted. Bullet knows when he's here. He has to crawl in. Yeah, gets that headshot as well. It has to be the 1v1. It has to be the ace clutch from Bullet. He's going to reposition himself around the screens, watching for the heaven position for Krollo. He's sneaking up around the alleyway. He's going to go around the side. Oh, and Bullet's looking the wrong way. Does he get this flick back? Oh, Bullet, he does! It's going to be the ace clutch from Bullet.
Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Vortex Hidden Gem, I would say our journey to find Southeast Asia's next best team. I'm Tashbunny alongside Universe, your casters for today. And map 1 split was something that shocked us all because Ignite really showed us what their attack and defense looked like, and it was bombastic.
Yeah, the first, like I, just mentioned again, just reiterating that, the first half was kind of a lot more in TODAK's, hand, and the second half kind of walked away from them completely, just because of the fact that I personally was expecting that with the comp that they had, the defense should have been a little bit more stronger. I feel like they kind of focused. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about our predictions just now. Just now it was 13-6? 13-6, right?
13-6, yep.
13-6. Okay, so what was you projecting the score to be in that first map?
Honestly, 13-10 to Ignite.
Oh, hey, same. That's what I was expecting as well, honestly. 13-10 to Ignite. I was expecting a bit more of a fight, if I'm being honest, as well from TODAK. I wasn't expecting them to just, I would say have a breakdown that early, just be completely steamrolled, no momentum whatsoever. But for now, I think next map is going to be Bind, and I believe that TODAK had some reps on them. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think that, I'm expecting Bind to be a little bit more better from them. Of course, you're going to expect the next map they're going to tell themselves, guys, come on, we're going to have to be better than this. We're going to have to play better. And Bind is something that I'm just going to have a look at right now, how it's been for them. They've played Bind, like I mentioned earlier, with the Raze and Yoru double duelist comp, right? It's an interesting one. I like it because they play double duelist, double initiator, single controller, so they don't play a sentinel, and they're pretty aggressive, it seems, and they lost with this against 0-7. So that's the only map that we've got so far, at least in this tournament, that we can talk about. But let's see what they've got in store for us, as the Agent Select should be hopping on in just about any second, as both the teams are ready. And now we're gonna get to see if they're gonna make any changes for this map, or is it going to be continuing the same trend? It seems like it's going to be the same. Adika is going to stick on that Euro, and we've got the rest pretty much following suit.
You know what's really interesting, because their comp actually changed since the last time they played Predator League. The last time they played Predator League, it was Fade, Raze, Brimstone. I believe it was a Viper as well as the Gecko. And the thing is, they won that match against Unsigned 5, 13-11. Now, I'm guessing that they want to have more firepower in how they play. They want to run that double duelist, which I do not blame them. But this comp, personally for me, I'm not really a big fan, because for me personally, a Yoru requires a lot of, I would say, enabling. You have to enable him in so many ways. You need to make space for him to teleport. You need to make space for him to be able to to make big plays when he pops his ult. You don't want it to him to just go into an ult and then just get out and just TP out or just move back to you. You want him to be able to make these big plays, and that's the impact we want to see from Aduka. We've seen impact from him in terms of the gunplay, in terms of mechanical skill, right? But what if his team is not able to support him? What if the conditions for him to pop off is not there? That is the question I have. Because he did pop off against 07, also at 24 to 23. He was the highest rank on the team, but it didn't result in a win.
Yeah, it didn't. You know, it's not going to be easy, of course, when the team's not going to be able to push up just as much as you are. It's obviously you need a lot more than just one person, getting into space, fagging out, and doing everything. And while, of course, Toggle did that in the last map as well, towards the end, it just kind of fell flat. I'm hoping that this time around it's not going to be the same case, because I really, really expect TODAK to step it up and kind of give us a difficult matchup here. Give Ignite a difficult matchup, because they have a comp that's also a bit on the opposite extreme when it comes to bind, right? No real explosivity in terms of how the Raze provides you or what the Gecko can give. They're gonna have to commit bodies in most places, apart of course from when you've got that Fade pocketing the Neon, which is going to be the case most of the time. But they are starting on defense, and it seems like it's going to be Showers first for Splash to take his crosshair towards, and he's got two members following him in there.
Aggressive already here. And the thing is, we didn't really see this sort of aggression come through very, very early in the previous match from Ignite. They're a little bit more patient. They're trying to understand things, but they're really trying to fight for that orb. Now, Toggle already full control view halls in the back area here. Aduka onto Splash already, finding him quickly before traded out by Lenny. Lenny in the back end here. I think he knows there's going to be one more here. Timing not on Zan's side as Fishball completely obliterate him, but it's Lenny with two, in fact, from the smokes as Fishball clears him out. Now, jump peeks forward here. Redco gonna quickly go and tap hits here. He does, nearly taking out Fishball. He's so low right now, playing toward benches. Temps, he's just trying to wait for the smokes to dissipate. Perhaps no, he's gonna go to the left side here. He has to go on a more aggressive end. No clue if he's playing on triple. Clears it, finds nothing. It's not Showers, it has to be up here, and he wins it. That Frenzy gave him the upper hand, and they get the pistol.
Yeah, of course, the Frenzy, in my opinion, has always been the better weapon for quite some time. But a lot of people say the Ghost is better. Yeah, honestly, the Ghost is the most unpredictable weapon in Val. Honestly, I'm gonna say, you know what? Screw it. FPS history.
Whoa.
Okay. Maybe a little too far, but I think one of the most unpredictable weapons, because I've seen so many times the Ghost, it's stable, aimed right at the head of an opponent, but still the bullet somehow goes to goddamn heaven or hell.
Agree or disagree with this controversy in the comments?
Frenzy better, man. That's why they buffed it. Frenzy better. That's
yeah. Production, can we do a poll on that? Thank you so much. For now, here's Toggle. Jump peek forward.
Oh my god.
Not even allowed to live as Redco just taps heads all around.
Sure.
Even going down to 7, finally, the damage is done. He's played on top of Tube to perfection. The numbers have dwindled completely for TODAK, and now they're left to pick up the pieces. Temps on the backside here as well. I think he suspects there's going to be one more Nihuka. They still check long. Lenny with the Prowler. I'm pretty sure the other members of TODAK have served it as well. Pivoting. Rotating toward A site. No. Just gonna see if anyone is moving around here. The Spike finally making its way toward B through long. They have a nice cross set up here. His teammate sees anyone cross through long. Immediately Lenny will just swing. comes the haunt. There we go. Their position completely compromised already. They have an idea. There's one inside of Cubby there, but Lenny, oh, he has other things in mind. He's gonna peek.
30 seconds
Finds
left.
nothing, and here comes Splash as well. Making a beeline for that A site.
One enemy remaining.
One tap to the head and two. Splash shows us what he's made of.
Yeah, a pretty, straightforward round. A little bit too much tinkering around the side of the attack. Thought that maybe they could get away with that teleport, find themselves into the A side. At least minimum for a plant. Not going to work out, though. The full buy has come in now. And while, of course, TODAK are having a full buy, there is 2 Vandals and a Guardian available on the defense as well. Splash is going to be utilizing that towards B-Long. He's got support in the form of Thames. I feel like they're going to kind of put him down with that Stim Beacon and just make him go all out crazy towards that B-Long side. And if at all they need control towards that A side, they're going to probably teleport as a trio. But that deep smoke allows Splash to get in close. They take the... Oh, they got the spike! That's the spike comes down! And they're going all the way
Look at this punish, it's just so good, but the same could be said for Toda here. Toggle quickly makes a beeline for the spike, picks it up here, but Reiko is waiting. But Toggle, he's showing us what he's made of as well. Sharp as ever in terms of aim. Firepower, humongous. As the other members of Ignite come through here, it's just 2 members against 3. They have a disadvantage in terms of a player, but it doesn't stop them from trying to bring in the pain. A Bucky in hand, flashed out as well. Do they check?
Oh, wow, of
That
course.
Bucky shot obliterates 2 members of Toda. The Prowler finds one. Everything in the kitchen sink to him before Zan just takes him down. And it's a 3-0 converting that bonus.
Gotta go.
That was a round saved by a Bucky, thanks to Lenny's perfect positioning, and the 2 players just kind of walking into a crosshair made to actually accommodate 5 people together. So, I'm not gonna be surprised if someday the Bucky would just one-shot obliterates 3 or maybe 4 people, just because of how powerful it is in that close range. And of course, if you give it to someone who's got solid aim like Lenny, that circle is going to do a lot of damage. The circle of death, you could call it almost. But right now, there is a circle of smoke towards B-Long. That's going to hold off TODAK for a bit. They're going to throw in their entire force towards B, it seems. Redco spots one, and now he's going to flash out for Thames to peek.
Here comes Thames. Even before the flash he picks up, he's good for one, but punished immediately by Toggle. And that's a Guardian in hand as well. Fishball with a pop to the head. And immediately they just completely swarm the B site. Nice angle played by Toggle here. High area. A good vantage to see even elbow, but he decides that he wants to try and play a different way. Molly just to buy some time. Zen just respects it. Immediately just chunked down. It's all down to Lenny in this 1v4. Granted, 2 of the members are very low, but the crossfires are good. Tail goes down. Moves back, nearly takes out Fishball's hit as well. A good thrifty and a comeback. They put the number on the board. 1 point to Toda, and they're gonna try and make it competitive.
Oh, all right. It seems okay. Never mind. He bought the op, and I was gonna be excited for a second, but no. He knows that he's got his ultimate right around the corner. They're probably gonna focus on that B-Long. Yep, once again to either find Tempstat or find Splash, that ult orb. And on the other side, it seems like TODAK expected that to happen towards Shower, so they're gonna try and deny that control, and they're basically gonna let that B-Long orb go for free. So somebody's gonna get an ult, and that's gonna happen. There they go. Toggle's already in it, and the orb's been taken in by Aduka and countered.
Already, they waited for that. Immediately, they take down the entirety of the team that dares to push through Showers. They all the way went to the other side just to make sure no one was flanking them. And now the other 2 members of Toda have to figure out how exactly to retrieve the spike. They shouldn't have a problem to get it. It's just a matter of trying to make sure how they're going to get to the site, because look at that. If they get 3, immediately they check if anyone's there, and immediately they just move back onto the site already itself.
Creeping in towards Showers once again. And it's going to be difficult. They're going to have to wait. They've got a bit of utility to actually utilize to get that plant down. There's nobody on site to actually kind of stop them, which means Carol could really make this work, if at all, at least for the minimum of a plant. But they're walking into the site. It's actually a good decision from them, because one person on that site might not expect this angle. No, he won't.
Beautifully done. Fishball falls.
I'll find you.
He'll just gonna buy some time
30
with the
seconds
Hans,
left.
but the same could be said with
Spike
Lenny.
planted.
His location has been revealed. He's been marked as well. The Seas gets him. Has to buy and find the perfect angle here. Hiding for cover. 1, 2, 3, swing. Unfortunately, timing not synced, but Lenny is there to band-aid the situation.
Well, it was, again, that little hole, that little, just kind of control that they love keeping Ignite. They don't really let go of, places on the map unless, of course, they've got man advantage by quite some distance. And that's exactly what they're doing. That Shower's ultimate was so good from Lenny to hold him off. No aggression coming in. At least 5-6 seconds, it kind of chewed off of their, that little plan that they had. And that's forced Gunner to call in another timeout here because this, take of the extremities has not been working. B-Long is practically off limits. They're not able to challenge them at all. They're not even going really to challenge them as much. And now that they've built up 4 ultimates, I really expect them to kind of, make that Yoru and Brim work, for this round. Because if they don't actually win, I'm not sure if this is an eco for them. We're going to have to look at the economy at the end of this timeout. But I feel like they really need a round on the back of these ultimates. It's kind of getting desperate at this point, right? Although I agree that it is going to be difficult because they also have to oppose a KO ult if, let's say, Toggle decides to kind of fly in with the showstopper, right? Yeah. So they cannot actually use that at the moment. They need to work on the back of that Dimensional Drift and, of course, the Orbital Strike, because those two, I feel like, can guarantee them an ultimate right now, which, of course, is not deniable by the KO ult, of course, if it's deployed before.
Splash. He wants to take a very aggressive angle here, and I think for Ignite, them playing aggressive has been really good. You have Splash taking that main contact. You have another person in the back foot just to really trade it out here. First one up, then immediately move back. And that's the beauty of having these two insane duelists from NYSG take that first contact play. It wasn't even a flash or anything like that. It's just pure aim altogether.
Flash, such strong mechanics, putting them to use by just kind of swinging dry out from Hookah. And there's the spot as well. Kel's been spotted. He gives off a couple of warning shots, but nothing more. Splash is going to hold his ground, but he's already called it for the rotation, it seems. They've joined, and only the one. We've got the KO coming in over here, and Splash doesn't need any help if he's going to shoot heads like that, and that's thrown TODAK into another position that they've been having for the last 3 rounds. 2 members left, then they just kind of walk around the map, finding where they can go die next. That's kind of been how their, entire journey's been.
There.
This is the map that this team struggled against Overdogs. Now here's Tams playing the corner. And in fact, what's even more insane is the fact that not only is Tams able to break the Dizzy, he's able to pick one hit before he finally goes down. His teammate immediately answers back. I don't know what to say. That is just pure talent.
It clearly is. It is pure talent, of course, and I expect nothing less from this team. It's just that I feel like TODAK, what they really need to do right now is take team fights together. They're kind of, even in the team fight that they are taking, like you just saw outside Hookah, right? One is towards that back line, right? Towards the, the archway. The other one toward the left. So they didn't even actually get a fair fight. So what they really need to do is try to maybe stick together right now, not split up too much. Playing on defaults clearly hasn't helped you so far. So maybe a little bit more of a grouped up effort could help them a lot. Right now, the setup is going to be turning around once again for the defense. Look at how far Splash has come in. Kale is expecting this, but he's not ready, man. It's just such good understanding of where they need to go aggressive next, and it's worked. Yep.
Luca already on the side as well. Immediately the smokes go down here. They spot the 2 members inside of Showers, and in fact, Zan still finds one of Fishball and Toggle. Gonna find 2. One, in fact, barbecued out the way here. And Toggle, he's trying to expect his movements to come through. He does find Lenny in the end, but does he know Zan's inside the smoke so close by? I don't think he does. 32 HP to worry about here. Zan finally goes down. Not dead yet. He is definitely dead. He's ready for the backside here. He's playing so closely with his teammate. A good crossfire is what they need. They can wait for the smoke to go down if they want to. But Fishball, he has other things in mind. Playing close together with Toggle. And this time around, Toda showed dominance in this round. It's starting to look really good for them.
That was a great understanding of positioning from Fishball, making sure that he just sticks at the right little edge of that smoke. Nobody's going to expect him to sit in that corner, and he pops out at the right time when he takes the attention all away from him, and his teammate does the work for him. Toggled it really well there to make sure that Fishball was covered for, and it just kind of helped him across perfectly. And now, TODAK, they're going to have to face aggression once again, this time from the lightning strike. The overdrive comes in, a lot of damage, but nothing to close it out.
They're still going for it, in fact. Zen rushing forward, but it's Redco that finds that first contact onto Kale. Now, they rush up here.
Hello?
The timing is very incredible. They have to play these corners to perfection. 7 falls. The same could be said for the other members here. They don't have any pull of the side. Who is attack? Who is defense here? Question marks all around. Splash. Playing forward here. The problem does get broken here, but Temps on the other end will find one before finally going out to Fishball and Zan to close things out. The defenders are going to take this round here. Ignite takes this round, but in a way that we are not expecting it to be at all.
Yeah, the way they were actually pushing up, they pushed up B long, they pushed up Hookah, they got A showers as well. The only place they haven't gone in for a bit of a fight is A short. Why? Because that's the only place that you're gonna have to worry about 2 different angles at the same time, and it could get caught in a crossfire, right? So they're playing it smartly. They're playing it really well, setting Splash and Zan together, having a bit of support or initially on from Lenny, and once again they're gonna do that towards showers, which is gonna be MT. But as a counter this time around, it seems like all 5 members from TODAK have had enough and want to go in towards short. Taking Lamp's control is going to be the first, contact of business, and they've got Aduka to do the same as well. He's gotten in, and that's going to be the A side control given up except for showers.
But his teammate as well moves into that seas, has to wait for the right timing. The Nightfall falls. It does hit them both. Arzad is stuck, takes quite a bit of damage here, but Aduka's positioning is terrifying with that Bucky as well. Now, Toggle as well, find 1 to his name. They have control of sight. And here's Splash. Op in hand here. 1 peaks, they are gonna fall. Fortunately not able to take them down. They stand up forward here. Good for 1, Toggle to go down, and Lenny to quickly trade. But 7 on the backside will find him in the end. Still have Temps in a 1 versus 3. Now Temps, he's been able to make miracles happen. He's won 1v2s. He's been able to lurk. Found this agent. Might be able to do so himself as he dwindles down the numbers. 7 taken out. But I don't think he's going to go for more here. The call is to save, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah. Solid round. They had to do this, that team effort like I was talking about, the group effort. They finally put it into, practice. And even though showers was not taken, it kind of didn't worry them too much because they knew that they had backside control. And the way they pushed up all the way towards spawn, get a little bit more aggression, make the defense feel a little nervous about getting into that A site. Good stuff here from TODAK, but it's not going to be enough. They need a lot more than where that came from because they are still 6-3. And they've got no ultimates to work with here. No build-up even for the next couple of rounds unless Fishball is able to get to pick up an orb and do anything more. But thankfully, the opponents as well don't really have much going for them, Ignite, in terms of the ultimates. But we've seen it. They don't really need the ultimates. They've been fighting on the pure aim basis, and it seems like setting up Toggle has paid off. I did not expect the op. I didn't actually see it in the beginning, but, well, clearly perfect.
The same could be said for Splash. Do they expect him to be here? Timing! There we go. Perfectly done. He goes for more. Looks like the Prowler that moves him out the way. His teammate will break it. Another they do. Even then, they even had the Dizzy to push him out here. That's a lot of utility just to move the offer, just to move Splash out of short. They get the space though. They get what they wanted here.
Oh
but
no.
The spam from Zen through the smokes. They already anticipated where his positioning might be. And it leaves TODAK to just crawl onto the site. One by one they fall. 7 next. Nearly pops another hit. Kale to fall. Aduka all on his own. Zad for 3. And they take back the round. TODAK is having a hard time trying to chain rounds together here.
Yeah, that little op, push off towards short. You just mentioned it, right? That so much utility, expended to just push him off, and then eventually kind of died to him itself. As he repositioned. It's really difficult to kind of hold off and expect that you're gonna push in showers. You're gonna get the first pick off with your own operator. But yes, great. But what are you going to do after that? You're going to try and reposition towards short, not expecting somebody to be up forward when they've been playing that almost every single game, every single round, forgive me. It's a little bit of, I would say, miscalculation that they should be doing a lot better on. But the op this time's gone towards short, and they've slowed down their game even more than it already has. So far, we've not seen any form of aggression from the attack. I feel like maybe that could turn the game around if at all they go for a fast A execute.
Thames already found one. It's Kale to fall here. Zan is going to be playing so closely with this teammate here, waiting for the flash by Lenny and him! A crossfire.
That was
Zan
so
was just
funny.
playing anti-flash.
Yeah,
Lenny was just staring death straight in the face.
He turns right, no flash. He turns left again, no flash. Instead, what's happening? Lenny's just killing everybody. He's just dodging. He's like,
got this.
No, he's just like, no, I don't want to see no death. No, I turn around. I'm not seeing anything. You kill one? No, I'm not looking at it. No, I'm not looking at it, bro. Sorry, not happening.
Oh man.
And then in the end, he's like, okay, maybe I'll take one piece of the pie, one for myself.
Just a little.
But
bit.
8-3 is, a pretty, hard score to kind of surmount, especially when there's on the second half. A 9-3 is looking like a possibility here, and Thames has picked up the Outlaw this time to try and punish these half armors, and he's right about it because the Duke has got one. Now he's distracted by the hookah sound, which allows the Duke to come in close, but the knife has stopped the attack.
Fishball gonna take down at least Redco here, so that's one worry out the way. No flashes to worry about as well for the time being. Nightfall already used as well. But the other members of TODAK, they're unworried at all. Here comes the orbital strike. They do cook one, and here comes Toggle. They have the showstopper, attempts to fall, and now only one member left here, Zen. What can you do here? So 1 versus 4. It is the last round. You can go for frags, you can try and isolate here. They already know where he is, alerted from all the sounds coming in from Hookah. He makes a beeline onto Long. Does he know that Aduka is close by? He doesn't! Aduka takes full advantage of that, and now this is what we call a classic caster search. A caster curse, excuse me. Exclusively brought to you by Universe.
No, not me. It was no. Let me explain what happened there, right? Why it wasn't a 9-3 is because out of the two solid gun rounds that TODAK really have in this half, the proper 2 gun rounds have been where they've gone in as a group. What happened in this round? The first round that they won, they went in towards 5A short. They won that round, pushing up, getting aggressive backside control. What happened here again? Even though that knife stopped the attack from Hookah coming in so well, the reason why they won, because they jumped out as a 4. How do you stop that from happening? The group effort, they kind of realized it a little too late. It gave the 8-4, and that's why the 9-3 didn't happen, because they jumped out, played again like a group, like I mentioned earlier, what they should have done a couple of more times. No
he gave the technicality curse terms, but it's honestly just a curse. I'm sorry, Universe. I really gotta do it to you. Now, a bit of chip damage thrown out here. 2 members of Ignite taking quite a bit of damage. They still managed to at least go for that orbit. That's been what they've been trying to do here. And TODAK, they look to punish. Dan for 1, answers back here for 2. Jump, right click, ew! Come on now! And in the end, Ignite still get the site. The other 2 members rushing to rotate over. They break the haunt. They play in cube here. TODAK playing very closely together with each other. It is working well for them, working wonders. As Kale, he's looking to disrespect this smoke. Pushes out. Good to find Thames. They go for a tap here. 1 more member to worry about. But what can you do? They can try and isolate, but TODAK, they have their priorities in check, and what a beautiful double swing. And that's what we wanted to see from TODAK for the previous map.
Yeah, Zan getting that double kill there was really good. Redco followed it up with a trade as well after he had left, but unfortunately, the crossfire that they were trying to break was just not properly set up there. And that's going to give the pistol a really important pistol at that as well from TODAK. Flash is taking on the Sheriff now, and he's going in towards Showers. It seems like they want to kind of try and take control of that pretty quickly. Usually what we would end up seeing in these kind of rounds is the Bucky in his hands kind of, kind of shove him in towards U-Haul, make him get into positions that's going to make the opponent feel uncomfortable, not really get any sort of control. But the smoke down is not going to discourage them. They're just going to walk straight through.
Ooh, unfortunately for Fishball, his shots not land. In fact, he's forced away. Buys some time with that molly. He already knows his teammate had already been tagged already as well. Seven and Toggle, they're playing perfectly there. They have kills with the paint shells, but the same could be said with the other members of Ignite. Zen and Redco, got one each. Now, he's forced away here. Redco with that Outlaw. Finds Fishball's hit. He's trying to go for more here. Zen to give a little bit more of support to his teammates. Aruka teleports. I think the call here is to save, bring that gun forward. And that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Yeah, somehow it's turned around, isn't it? It's simple shower control, and they just kind of burst out. Yeah, I mean...
Exit frags, maybe.
I don't... Maybe one at the max, because you can see Zan's kind of, you know, looking in this general direction, but I don't see anything more happening.
Look at that hole.
Not even that, never mind.
He's already ready for that. He's noted the weapon in hand. He's already perfectly crouched for it as well. In fact, they even bring it to the next round. It's gonna be huge if they're able to actually take advantage of that gun.
That was a round that should have been pretty easily TODAK's, but unfortunately, that shower control that they failed to establish on the back of that smoke. They threw in the smoke, but nobody to kind of follow it up to maintain that pressure is what kind of gave away the shop there, because Flash just walked through. They didn't even need the Prowler. He called in that, okay, don't Prowler, I'm just going to walk in and just trade me, you know, swing out if at all anything, and it worked out perfectly. I'm pretty sure that should have been the comms, but look at that. The knife came in from so far away, caught one. And yeah, as I'm
completely just demolished the entirety of the team. I know that TODAK wants to challenge, but the thing is, when you look at the members of Ignite, their aim tools are just a lot better. Kill is saying no, that's not true. But Splash, he wants to keep that answer, that reality true as well.
Wow.
They completely obliterate the members of TODAK. They cannot do anything at all. TODAK has tried so many things, going aggressive, denying them the way they've played, but every time they do that, they're always getting countered. They're always getting answers back.
Right here.
It's just been really hard for them to try and make this work, especially when they're trying to themselves go in for the control. Toggle's finally brought in an op to maybe stop the bleeding as much. He's looking to be set up towards A short. He's holding a weird angle at the moment, a little bit of an off angle, playing from deep in sight. Temps has got an Outlaw still that he's held on for 2 rounds, as the rest of his teammates kind of just track on what's happening on B, where they've got a Duka and he's supported by the Fade at the moment. The Prowler has been detected though. Lenny did get a bit of information that sets up Zan to kind of peek off that angle. And it pushes off the TODAK member. Yeah, he stays hidden. And he throws out a smoke as well. That's a really interesting smoke to kind of let him crawl in closer. Make TODAK feel a lot more uncomfortable knowing that there's nothing really happening across it. But Aduka pushes in. Oh, they're pushing straight in.
Oh, tabs are true. Aduka falls. Not dead yet. He wants to try and fight this. Rushes up to the side here. Finally falling down. Not too sure what his idea was. I think he has to buy some time here. And Kale, he survives. Redco for 2. Oh, he's so low, 30 HP left. He has a lot of utility to work with. The fragment, the flash, even the null command if he wants to. He will be taking a dizzy to the face as well, and 7 plays so perfectly with his team, with his wingman, excuse me, and goes for that refuse.
Thrash is ready. Is it off?
Really difficult for him, of course, in the end. But what was the most funny moment right there was the fact that Splash just kind of, you know, slid towards him, towards B long, and then Fishbowl comes in to save him as, for some reason, even though Kale saw that there is a Neon in front of him, decided to release a Prowler from his hand before actually taking out his gun. And he's just jumping around like, oh no, I'm dead. And then he's like, oh wait, I'm alive.
He did. I was quite surprised that he survived that. I am shocked, to say the least. Still got it. They have, what, half shields here. They have the region shield for 7 as well. But that's the thing about Ignite. They're very decisive about how they want to hit a site. And immediately, everyone's stationed on long here. B-side has no one on the site itself. The only person is the Brimstone all the way in the back of site. They have people in hookah. I think they are aware. Fishball forced back here. Decayed suppressed as well. He has to buy some time. But here comes the Thrash as well. The plan to come through. The null command just buys a lot of time for the team. The smokes will eventually dissipate. Now the cover is gone. How are you going to be playing this, TODAK? Aduka sets it up great with the flash, but the crossfires are true. Both teams trying to outplay each other, but it's TODAK who gets the advantage here. Temps holding an angle, but 7 reads it like a book. They know exactly where they're going to be holding. 2-on-4. Not going to be the easiest to hold. Immediately, Lenny tries to dwindle down the numbers, and he can't. As 2 in a row here for TODAK, and they are mounting a comeback round by round.
Yeah, good discipline to make sure that they take every fight they do with another player, not making any sort of mistake so far. And it's really been kind of the the side of Ignite that's kind of giving them off these fights, which I don't really think they need to. Holding off for a little more time, a couple more seconds is not going to harm them, but maybe a slight bit of overextension could come into play. This time around, it seems like that, U-Haul play is going to come into the mix here. And maybe we see TODAK aggressing themselves. So the flash is going to go through.
They were ready with the anti-flash. They had to find one, but Toggle with the up will penetrate him and take him down. But the overdrive is online here. Splash, he's hungry for blood. Moves out the way. I'm not too sure how he managed to just completely juke that off here. As his teammate does fall here. Fishball with the hole. Looking into heaven there. Quickly reacting. Toggle goes down. And the same could be said about Kale. Only leaving Fishball here. What can you do? You're stuck between 2 areas. And Ignite, good for those trades. You can't really do much here. And 2 survived despite all that chaos.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, unfortunately for TODAK, the only problem was that at the same round that they decided they want to take a short control, it was even Ignite that wanted to get into U-Haul, get splashed into an aggressive position with a shotgun. And honestly, it just kind of helped them just standing their ground as well. They didn't instantly go in for that, stun and push kind of maneuver. They waited, and the flashes from the defense kind of gave them the hint, yo, you know what, this round is ours. We just need to hold that ground, wait for the shotgun to do its work, and post that, it just kind of fell apart.
That Han is completely broken. Still, info is info. This time around, TODAK, they're not looking to go a little bit more aggressive. They're looking to hold. And I think their holds have been good. We'll have a bit of curiosity here coming in from Kyle. Toggle will eventually go down there. Kyle, he's looking to fight. Look for one and only one before finally traded out by Lenny. Walking up into Hookah here. Here's a Hookah as well, holding. Playing in tandem. Beautiful slide as well. Splash. Gonna find him. Clears the side. He even pushes the smokes as well. Now you can see for TODAK, they're so separated from one another here. 7. He does have a little bit, he has some util. He can use it to his advantage. Just find out who exactly is there. But 3 peak for Fishball. Bit much. Probably had this jump scare for his life before finally taken down here. 12-7.
Match point.
Oh boy. I unfortunately cannot hear Universe.
My mic just got disconnected. Forgive me. I was saying that it's a really kind of, unended kind of a timeout here that Gunner's put into the mix, because the amount of aggression that's being shown from the attack has just had no answer. Why? Particularly because of Splash, but somehow they're not okay with giving up map control at all. The one thing that they've been doing really well, Ignite, has been that they put so much pressure on one part of the map that it kind of takes so much of TODAK's attention that they actually kind of let go of other places and are okay with constantly putting in resources to fight that one particular place. Now, for example, A Short, right? They went in aggressive, they tried to do their thing, it didn't work out, but on the flip side of when they try and do the same thing towards Showers, they're somehow convinced that no matter what happens, we need to fight these areas a lot more stronger, even though we're losing those aim duels. I feel like right now, the game plan could have been for them to play on a retake, because the rounds that they won, Tash, here, on the defense, have been on the slow bit of a retake that they've done on that B side we saw that, Fishball kind of clutched out as well. that was a solid retake that they had, which was well timed. It was not too late. It was not even mid-range. It was the plague of that retake came at the right time, and that they've missed in these last 2 rounds.
Aduka here holding this angle, and it's worked so well in his favor. Sharp as ever. Getting 2 with only 5 HP left. But we've seen this star player go for more. We've seen him get 3 Ks with 1 HP before. And Zan slowly making his way up along here with all the attention already diverted toward Hookah. Timing has to be good here. They're putting some pressure onto Hookah. But Reko, he has other things in mind. It's going to be a push toward the area of showers. And Zan has been flashed. He's good to wait for it. Finds Aduka, pops his head. A quick refresh. Also, smokes have been set up here. Wormhole, if you may. He can play off it if he wants to here. Knows there's one close. Does he know there's one in the smokes? He has a Bucky in hand. KO!
30
Zan
seconds
can't
left.
even fight back. But through that chaos, Tams has somehow managed to come up straight into Hookah, pick up that spike, avoid the haunt, and Redco be flashing straight to U-Haul. Not finding anyone.
Now we're cooking.
The fishball, as he's making his retreat, will fall. He doesn't have a lot of time to work with here. Only 9 seconds. Temps, you gotta move fast here. Can't do more than that as KL catches him in the act of that plant.
Good recovery here from TODAK to make sure that the first 2 kills that they got were not going to go out in vain. Aduka did really well, but that off angle is not going to work again. It's going to have to be some other game plan now. They do have a bunch of ultimates to kind of, you know, get this round, and I feel like it has to be on the back of Aduka's ultimate. The dimensional drift can give them so much information about what exactly is going to be the game plan, the positions, and I feel like they need to play on a retake. If they allow themselves to be on the retake on this B side, which it seems like should be the case, unless of course they're going aggressive towards this Hookah site, they're gonna find nothing, but this is gonna be heard from the attack. So they know that Hookah's actually right now in control, which means that smoke is gonna go down there, but Aduka now needs to fight off a really heavy B-long hit.
A flash, and Aduka, despite that, he still gets none. He's gonna try and fight it. You also have one player in the corner, Aduka. His reposition has caught him off guard, and a red coat to fall, but Zan quickly finds him back. That jump shot from Zan. What is this guy doing? He's jumping all around. He has shots all over here. Inside the smokes, they fight. It seems to get him down as well. He's not done. He's decayed. He's trying to fight this. He gets toggle in the middle of that showstopper. KO finds him dead. He's not dead yet! He's not dead yet! And he gets him in the end! Zan, our superstar for this map too! A 2-0,
Wow.
so dominant! What a statement play!
That was
my
incredible.
God.
Well, Zan, you deserve the world, my friend, because that was, of course, an amazing. I'm not. He just kind of jumped into the smoke, did a bit of a, you know, strafe movement there, came back, shot him straight in the head. Really well done. KO did his level best to keep himself alive in that Hookah position, jumping in and out of smoke. That C's helped him as well, but unfortunately for him, Zan's just better at shooting heads, it seems, and in the end, it is going to be Bind going the way of the picker of the map. It is going to be Ignite 2-0 up in this grand final best-of-5 series. They're 1 away from finding themselves as the champions of the Vortex Hidden Gem Chapter 2, and it's Haven to maybe settle the debate for them.
Yes, and this is the map that they need. Toda talked a lot about how much they've changed, how much they've been trying to climb, how much this is their revenge arc, their redemption arc here. This is a team that has been trying to find their success for quite some time now. I think this year has been great for Toda after being in the shadows in 2023. This is their comeback moment. But unfortunately, right now, this is the moment they need to show us what they're made of here. Haven, they're looking good on that map. They did pretty good in the grand finals, I believe, during Predator League. I want to see more than that. So for now, let's take a quick break before we get heated up once again for potentially the final map, or will it be another more? That's the question we have. So we'll be right back.
Inside of me, you better watch out. If your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beat the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets cause real big, gets off quick. And if you sin, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored. Lots of blood and gold, always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really listen until they feel it for the party. If you start shit, you be heartless in the darkness. Tore apart quick, you left scars ripped, you be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. When there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. When there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
What's on your mind? Can I read it from your eyes? Can we relate and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else. What if we stay? What's on your mind? Can I read it from your eyes? Can we lay and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else. What's on your mind? Can I read it from your eyes? Can we lay and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Map 3 beckons for these two teams here. A 2-0 in favor of Ignite. My question now is whether or not TODAK can show us that they are definitely different than the grand final, than who they were during the grand finals of Predator League Malaysia, or will Ignite run away as favorites for this tournament?
Yeah, it's been quite the, unfortunate journey for the boys of TODAK right now, because they've gotten really good ideas on their plate, but it's just about the execution of it. It's not been that great. And I was expecting once again Bind to be something that they would do a lot better on, especially on their first half, right? They were, of course, playing on that attack, and I thought, you know what, maybe they're going to be able to actually work that attack with that Yoru and Raze comp. But hey, we will talk about it all in the post-match, because right now we're heading into Haven. We've got the agent select up, and it is going to be a neon clash, it seems. Toggle's finally toggled on the speedster of Valorant, and it's going to be a mirror comp except for the Sentinel, which has been exchanged for the Killjoy on the hands of Temps.
Now, this is actually going to be very interesting here. When you look at these two teams for Haven, right? Now, Ignite completely demolished the Overdogs 13-4 on this map after losing an OT for Pearl against the Overdogs. Meanwhile, for TODAK, yes, they won Haven as well. I believe it is actually one of their best picks, a 13-7, dominating the entirety of 0-7 as well. But when you look at styles of play here, I think Ignite is a little bit more patient compared to TODAK, but I am really curious to see if they've managed to fix anything that they've learned against 0-7 last time.
Well, we're going to find out, because right now I feel like there is going to be an easier way for TODAK to actually win this game. That Killjoy, as good as she is, it is always going to be easier for a Neon to enter onto a site compared to that Cypher. That Tripwires have always been a menace to deal with. But right now, I'm going to be slightly worried for Ignite if they're not able to actually find themselves in good positions to actually use that Killjoy at the right moments. Because if Temps continues playing the way he did earlier, that is on his aim, then it should not be a problem. But if they're dependent on utility on this map of Haven, which usually tends to be the case, especially because that Cypher provides so much informational as well as map control value, then that Killjoy is going to be slightly hindering that playstyle for them. Unless, of course, they continue on that momentum aggressive stance and just keep, flushing Splash into these positions. That's going to just make TODAK run into the opposite side, which is going to be, of course, the plan for the attack. But they are starting on the defense. So let's see what TODAK have on their hand for this potential final match.
Immediately, Aduka going to throw in a bit of chip damage forward there. Only taking a tiny bit there onto the Neon. But Ignite, they still want to try and challenge long here. Now, the last time TODAK played here, Toggle was actually the lowest fragging player, going 7-18. He said during the interview that he didn't win his job, which was only to throw his body. Let's see if they actually change here. Splash just walks up, taken down here finally by 7. The other members of TODAK, they are slowly making their way onto the site itself. Jump shots forward, Zan to find one, and so does Lenny. As Fishball, he sets the paranoia up here, but no follow-up. He'll walk straight into Zan's crosshair. Fishball in the smokes, takes quite a bit of damage, but not before he does take one member down, and that's Zan. The plant is there. You have a Sova that's so low. Lenny, small sneeze is all he needs to take them down, but it's Lenny that still wins out in the end. That classic is enough to overcome.
Yeah, jumping in, pretty solid standard work here from Ignite, as they just kind of find themselves in easy positions to flash out towards that little, cubby corner on the left side. Again, good work from Rightful to set his teammates up. Zan, especially Splash, just walks in, double taps one. The trays that come in, but Lenny makes sure that the round does not run away from them. Kale did not really have to go through that smoke. Could have waited for Fishball, maybe gotten a double fight there, a stronger fight. It's once again those isolations that keep repeating from the previous map. Confidence seems to have put those team fights into a bit of a mix here. They want to try and be the hero, and in the process of doing so, end up losing out on the round itself. This time, a bit of a slow halt as they wait for TODAK to actually make a move. It is a stack on a site, Exploration could be put into use from Fishball if he decides to move in from the B main side, you know, take a bit of mid control. But there's a Killjoy turret watching him. So right now, this entire round, all is in control of the attackers, unless, of course, the stack can break some, can actually give some damage.
You see Thames just walking out C long here. All the rotations are sort of pushed toward A side. Or see Recon used as well. Thames, he managed to walk up just a little bit. Zan rushing away for his life right as that flash already hit. You see Thames still holding on C as they make it a beeline forward. 4 already on A here, leaving only their Cypher onto B.
30 seconds.
Have fast lane on top. You have Kale just breaking the turret, which means they have all the idea there's going to be someone towards C. They get the plant. They have the util set for the post plants as well.
Planted.
And now it's all about the hold onto the site. It's going to be 2 long, 3 in fact, and 2 with the crossfire onto site.
Yeah, great understanding to rotate at the right time, but here comes a retake. It is a 5-man retake, so clearing these corners is going to be paramount.
Beautifully played there. Avoids the aftershock. Still holding an ADS forward. Fishball taps his hit. Puts him down here. They try to trade weapons as Redko and Zan just completely demolished, leaving Aduka with the fun kill twisting. He's inside the smokes here, but they just find a different angle to play with, and Aduka had nowhere to even react.
They did drop 1 weapon, and that's going to help them because Aduka did get a kill right before he, got taken out as well. So that's actually good damage from the defense, but that doesn't mean that they've got themselves full utility. Look at that, half armors across the board. 1 outlook could just kind of flush everything out. But nothing of that sort bought in from the attack because right now they're all going to be worried about how do we set up Splash with this Bucky. Is he going? Yeah, he's going to go in towards Garage. The idea was probably A short at first. They're going to try and maybe get him to be spotted towards Garage first and then maybe rotate him back towards A. Instant recon giving him a Duka. That's going to clear out A. They do have control, but this mid take, 7 needs to stop it.
Flash, but it's not before. The other 2 members of Ignite had just fallen. 3, in fact. There is an answer for TODAK 2. Next change. But they still had a man disadvantage here. By some time, beautifully played there by 7. Anticipating the swing out. As Thames quickly finds Aduka. A swarm grenades just to buy a little bit of time and space. Can't come in through window, can't come in through garage, and 7. Gonna move to the other side, which is gonna be CT. Play behind box. They hear the owl drone as well. So they have to avoid it at all costs. Here's 7. He peeks.
Wow.
Look at that. It's just so perfect. The chemistry, the movement, the timing. Ignite. They have it all in. Perfectly done.
That owl drone was heading in towards spawn, and then instantly Lenny changed the direction, sent it back towards garage, right? So instantly 7 got confused. Should I go in from spawn? Should I go in from garage? The minute it went back towards garage, it kind of, tailed his information to, okay, maybe I should go back. And that was actually really, it's such a small thing, but it worked out perfectly because then they expected him to come in from spawn, and that was it. Now, 3 in a row, looking for more, heading in towards C as a full force. Shocked out to take out any sort of tripwires in the middle of sight, as Splash will be allowed free entry on the back of good utility.
On the backside as well, is to make sure that no one falls. Now TODAK is forced into a retake. Sheriff's only in hand.
Planted.
And one thing about TODAK is that they are able to land these shots. They can win duels. Kale from garage. Paranoia set up as well. Toggle. He rushes up forward. Movements all around as Kale gets a nice wall bang onto Lenny. But Redko from the corner finds one. Zan as well before 7 answers. Kale from the back end there. Beautifully played alongside Aduka, leaving Thames all alone here. He does have a Vandal in hand. He does take Kale down there. But look at this high-low setup here from Aduka as well as his teammate. Perfectly done. And just like before, TODAK, they come in a bit hot, a bit late, but they do get it in the end. They get the defense.
Thrifty.
Yeah, that was actually really good. They flushed in together once again. That C side, of course, the one choke point that you really need to be able to keep control of as the attackers is that backside. Garage is really thin, so usually they kind of, take a bit of a caution before heading into that place. But that spawn region, they can burst out through a smoke from 3 different angles, and that's going to be difficult for you to hold off, especially if you're not really focused on where the information is actually going to be piling in from. And that's given the advantage to TODAK to just flood in, take good fights as a team. And once again, that's the only remedy I've been talking about from the previous map as well. Fighting as a team will really give them a great chance to actually win this game. But it seems like the Neon battle has started off on a good note for Splash, at least, as they instantly find man advantage. And look at the map, how quickly that rotation's pulled off towards the B and A link. They've just given up on C completely for retake, as Ignite have just thrown in a spanner in their works.
Still looking to at least still hit A. They might not. 7 all the way in the backside here. Tries to buy some time. The flash not going to be hitting. But oh my god. Okay, this could be a perfect crunch actually here if TODAK were to get the right timing there. They're all the way exploring, all the way on T side. Finds nothing. They haven't spotted out Zan quite yet. I'm not sure if they're aware here. They do have Lenny on the back end. He has an Odin in hand. He's going for more. Can't. Kale's just faster there. Perfectly aimed. Perfectly ready. 7 smoked off from heaven. As Zan finds Kale in the end. Already knows the positions. He knows where everyone is. Zan for 2 even. Aduka. The timing is good. Good for Zan. But look at Ignite. How quickly they react to that information. A recon immediately used as well. But Ignite, they're unbothered. They're just looking to wait. The double swings are so good. And despite that crunch, that timing, they still hold on to the site.
Go, go, go!
Simple A take, but initially the first and only bar of defense that kind of, was holding them up was, of course, Toggle, who gave up his life early on towards that short. No real trade potential, no support either. He just kind of went in and, gave up his life to Splash. We couldn't see it, but it was pretty clear that he was, isolated towards that short position. And giving up life like that is not going to be easy, especially against a team like Ignite, who know how to capitalize upon man advantage really well. It's not going to be easy at all. Flash detected, stunned, pushed back, forced off of A, but they're not going to give it up just yet because they know no bullets have been sprayed, which means that it's easily takeable. And on top of the fact that it is an eco round because pistols have been the only thing being firing from that B site.
Yuka playing a very aggressive stance here, and despite the recon ball hitting him, he still wants to challenge. No punish yet. Moving up onto B here. Fishball is there. He's sharp as ever. He's pulled off. Trying to rotate off the B side. In fact, they're trying to go for a retake perhaps. Straight beeline onto B. They wait. They haven't even planted.
Gotta go! Shocking!
No time yet. They still have a lot of time to work with. Splash on the side. Planting already. His teammates on the back foot. Close to him. They want to play off each other here. Smokes just buy some time. They have a nice cross. They push the smokes. They will be punished. Toggle with a Bucky. Eventually does fall. 4-2 even. But the timing is good by Aduka. Catching Lenny in the middle of that Hunter's Fury. Aduka in hand is only an Odin. He gets a lot of damage hit from the other end there. It's going to be the turret that buys some time. Giving away his position. Back of sight to worry about. Utils as well. Redco watches one end and his teammate the other. He already pinged him. Nice cross here. Here comes Temps. He moves out the way. It's all about the nice double swing, and they do. But Redco gets him, and it's 5 already. And TODAK, what can you do? Just question marks all around.
Once again, the timing of Ignite's so good. The minute they popped into that smoke was when they knew that the Rolling Thunder was going to come in. They realized it's a 5v5 retake. They're 100% going to try to retake it with that Rolling Thunder. Unfortunately, it was directioned towards B main. And that's exactly when Splash and Zan just kind of popped into it, took out 2. And even though they had Toggle there with that, Bucky couldn't have really done much because they had 2 players still on side waiting to play for the round confirmation. And Splash wants another one, and he's going straight in once again.
He already falls as well. And Fishball to find Splash. So, for TODAK, they're deciding to just wait a little bit more. They get the plant. They're trying to play together here. It's going to be through B. 2 inside of garage, 1 long.
Off your feet!
They're gonna go a little bit more aggressive, and it's a good call. They have a Rolling Thunder forward. Toggle was ready for that swing, and Temps will fall. And Toggle of his own overdrive will rush forward here. The fast lane up as well. The flash completely ignored. He jumps on top of the platform. Good to find Zan holding on the side. Gonna shock the player inside of Cubby. His teammate tries to give a little bit more space to work with. falls eventually to Redco as TODAK fishbowl good for 2, and they get their defuse. They get one more back to their name, just slowly taking back the gap and making it smaller.
That was a round that was really required. A desperate one from Toggle, putting down that overdrive to win it, but that rolling thunder that came in from Redco kind of not aligned with the information that could have been taken in from the players at Garage. Maybe wait for a couple of more seconds, listen to a little bit more audio, and then set them up, because they had so much control. I feel like he could have come in a little bit more closer and aggressive towards that cavity in towards CT, on towards back of C. But it is what it is, and they've lost an ultimate themselves. Good recovery, but there's still so much to be done here. There is the operator still active, this time towards A, and it's gonna be Splash.
That's
the
so
stun.
good! Immediately, just Splash goes down there. Zan already on Heaven. Perfectly played. He does fall 2-7. They're not done quite yet. Now, they avoid the fault line. They move forward here. The other members of TODAK, they cannot do anything. They're completely overwhelmed. Kale, yeah, he gets 2, but does it matter if you don't win the round?
Man, that was such good utility usage, and the ultimate from Zan as well. He realized that if there's 2 on towards A-Long that's been spotted, there's most likely nobody on Heaven. That's a great call for him to just use from the shadows, go straight into Heaven, and pinch them at the right point, because they were able to get away from the stun and from Flash's vision, but they could not get away from Zan popping in from Heaven. Great stuff here for, once again, that aggression put to perfect use.
Shock darts this corner, and immediately the answer is just completely smoke. Splash is not done yet. Clears the corner, pre-fires. They know that's 1 year box already. They don't clear one. Actually, no, they're good. Fishbowl falls, and so does 7. 3 members already for TODAK, gonna fall like dominoes, leaving only 2 behind. Now they're separated. They're not playing together. Yes, the timing could be good here. But I would prefer for them to maybe get double swing, maybe play off util together, and I think they might actually be doing that. But as the smoke dissipates, so does KO, and Splash, he's confident, he gets 4.
Yeah, he's running with the wind right now. He's just feeling the lightning that's already coursing his body, kind of just, exude from him to his other teammates as well. But most importantly, to the fact that he's just sliding into corner. He's checking everything, by the way. Even though he's running it at that speed, he's doing all of the checking for his teammate, setting up that stun at the right place so that he does not get caught out himself. And he's not completely overextending. He's getting control. He's not overextending, and I really like that so far. And now they're going in towards mid and B. They take over window. There is a recon from Aduka towards A, actually, but they're expecting this.
Oh, Toggle. It's a little bit too overzealous here. Good for 1, but the same could be said for Zan. Luka waiting. Cut the noise once again. Zan in a more aggressive stance here. Yeah, the members of Ignite aren't moving either. They're just doing these holes just to punish and if anyone were to push out. And TODAK realizes this. Zan, good for 1, 3.
The discipline.
My God, Zan. This is his game. He's the main character on Heaven, and there's a reason why he's playing this Omen. It's a more aggressive style play. We already hear from the shadows used. Kale punishes everyone pushing through the smoke. Not too sure what happened there. The timing was just not good. Now he gets the cage up. Takes a bit of damage from the shock dart. They have the recon as well. Tight steps away here. The wall bang is just good, but they try to go for the fuse. They stick it, and unfortunately for them, despite them going down in the end, they still get the round. TODAK mounting that comeback, but it's still another 4 rounds to worry about.
If they knew that they're gonna play for that wallbang position from B main and also kind of take control of Link as well, the plank could have been a little bit farther towards the main side. Where exactly you see the Cypher trip right now, that could have been a good spot for the plant so that Lenny could cover it off. But once again, that push to the smoke, I would say a little unnecessary. I feel like they could have just held it on and waited until the smoke dissipates to take that fight. Don't really need to push the smokes, but it seems like this time they're going to push a short.
Ooh, dangerous game here. Both players just going to let a rip onto their stuns. Both push back. But more bodies thrown here.
What?
My God, that fadeaway too. Ew. Toggle. Nah. Lockdown already taken as well, but Toggle, he's looking to challenge. But the other members of Ignite, they want to hold down. Now they still get one, moves away from the utility, but Aduka and 7, perfectly played, gets the hits. Ignite already on site, 2-on-2. That was very chaotic, very scrappy, just to get onto that site. Splash. This is a very dangerous team here, very far forward, and he's looking good. Kale is just so low right now, walks straight into his crosshair. In already. And TODAK once again, despite that they're trying to fight fire with fire, their fire is just not big enough to overcome.
Balanced agent. I love it, you know, how quickly she can just slide across. You saw that he delivered a headshot right through that wall, right? Right at the edge of that slide, which I don't even know how that happened, but he somehow just delivered a headshot, made Kale go down to less than 10 HP, and gave them the 8th round. Amazing stuff here, how well Splash is able to utilize this agent, and he's gonna do it a lot more as once again the overdrive comes in and the A side is gonna be his point of attention.
He's just juking every single thing, and Lenny somehow manages to wallbang the heck out of 7 onto Heaven. Fast lane up, gives a bit more space here, Paranoia, he doesn't care. The idea is to just take as much space as he can on that side. Now, all members falling one by one here. Ignite, only one member to worry about right now. Toggle putting in the damage, putting in the pain, is one player to worry with Redco. He gets a gun. Now him and Kale perfectly played, but Toggle with that slide is too much to handle. And this is the 3rd thrifty that TODAK was able to secure today.
Win condition equal to overdrive. If you've got the lightning strike, if you've got the fingers of death, basically just firing bolts of energy like that and sliding across the map like you've never seen any other character in any game ever do, then 100% you're gonna win the round, man. It was a pretty hard round for them to win, right? They got into the side really well. They had everything. The first kill from Lenny until, of course, getting the space from Splash, sliding into the site, and then him doubling up as well with that stinger when his, of course, the overdrive ran out. But Toggle with a 3K at the end there. Secures number 4, but they're still so far away. The pistol gonna be really important, but we've seen it from the previous map as well. Winning the pistol doesn't really give them much of an advantage.
Recon, shock dots both used, and they're using that K just really cross into sewers. Now Lenny did spot out, I believe it was 7 that he spotted. Oh, it was actually Kale. Oh, they wait.
Oh wow.
7 eats quite a big chunk of damage from that shock dart. Now they clear out one area of graffiti. They have already completely smoked out CT as well. They paranoiaed as well just to make sure no one is there. And Lenny positions himself onto Heaven. His positions has been noted. Unfortunately, his shots aren't hitting here. And Lenny good for 1. They're gonna try and chunk down the players here. And Lenny will eventually go down to Aduka Kyle as well. The shots are true, leaving only a red coat to his devices. Playing from short here, but the double up, triple up, whatever you want to call it here, from TODAK is good. Pistols to their name, and this is much needed.
I really love the idea instantly. You know that there's a flank coming in, just run in and grab the guy on Heaven because he's the only one that's gonna try and pinch you and he's alone. They run in towards spawn, find Heaven, take control as a 3, and that's really good repositioning. Initiative really clear that what they want to do as a team is there. The comms are there. Unfortunately, they just need to continue hitting heads. And the only way they can do that, I feel like, is trading their games. Trading is the biggest problem right now, and they need to play as a team. Take fights as a group of 3 or 4 at the bare minimum, and that's what they're looking to do right now outside of B as well. But Splash, if he gets one and gets away... Yeah.
Oh, that is nasty. That is... I might need 2 showers. I don't know if I can ever recover from that.
Dude, God, just clearing out the spot to turret. And they're going to be able to break it as well. Mark's been given that there could be a C hit coming in, but they're holding Blink. Not too much here committed from the side of... oh, look at this. This is going to be a contact stun play here. There it goes. The stun comes through, but they're going to swing out towards Flash as well.
They're not doing anything even with the stun. They were ready. The crosshair was ready. Just waiting for the right time they were to swing. Now, they've noted the positions here. Ooh, Sad managed to dwindle down the numbers here with Lenny, only a classic in hand. Timing is just so good for these 2 players, catching them off guard. pistols in hand. In fact, getting a Guardian already.
30 seconds left.
This is so winnable. They get the plant here, TODAK. Pretty sure they're aware that they have gotten some upgrades as well. So you can always see the positions of these players. Now, Aduka has done well to keep away from the sightline of that drone. Two players moving together here. Could be bad. They are going to
Oh no!
That's a Spectre in hand there. 7 left all alone. Smokes off an area already. They tap. Both of them inside of the smokes. But where are you gonna go? Are you gonna check?
No!
Zan saw him first! I'm pretty sure the guy
The barrel.
barreled.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, that is so unfortunate. TODAK had all the advantage in the world, and unfortunately, the timing was just not on their side. And another Thrifty this time around to Ignite.
That has got to be a really hard pill to swallow because it was everything in their hand, man. Like you said, they could have gotten the B side pretty convincingly. They did as well. Had to rotate over because the flank came in and got one outside of B. So they just kind of improvised, ran towards spawn, found the C-Link side, and took the plant. But the biggest problem, in my opinion, splitting up. Why would you split up when you know both of them have got weapons dropped down outside of B? And one of them who did go in towards spawn was holding off a really open angle. I feel like Aduka could have played a little bit more of a thinner angle, and Zan would have probably not checked it. But it is what it is. 9-5, and TODAK's back on pistol once again, forcing a B take here. But seems like a fake because the fault line's been, forgive me, the fast lane's been given, but he didn't really follow that up because, and TODAK's not gonna move. Forgive me, Ignite's not gonna move because they've got that alarm bar still untriggered.
Slowly looking dire already here. Toggle on the side already. They know where Splash is.
Well, okay.
Spike down mid.
Cannot even escape despite all that movement. Now they have the crossfires. At least they have the spike still in their possession. And then just gonna swing out here from Garage. Gets one. He's trying to go again if they want to. Fishbowl. As soon as he peeks his head onto B side, he's gone. A flawless round. 10 already. Double digits, in fact. And the more rounds that's going by here, TODAK, they need to find something.
Once again, I don't know how many times I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but the more aggressive team fights they take, the better their chances of winning. But somehow they're just not willing to go that direction. They're playing on defaults time and time and time again. And these defaults are not working, man. They're just not. You're getting information, yeah, but you're losing players on the back of those informational peaks. This time around, they're going to go for a control. That smoke's going to help them kind of scale up forward. And going as a 4. This is what I wanted. This is what I'd love to see. TODAK, as a team effort, can kind of just take out Splash out of the equation here. And it will be really influential for their next round.
Trying to bait here. He's already shown his position. He's shown his hand. And he gets Splash. And he just runs away. He moves back even. What the heck is that, Splash? He falls. Fishbowl quickly takes him down, but Lenny dwindled to such low HP here. He's checked the site.
Oh my god.
Rico,
No, not one by one.
One by one. The timing's just not good here. Gives so much advantage to the members of Ignite. Kyle at least finds Redco in the end, but he himself dwindled to only 5 HP. We have a suspicion that someone just smokes. They clear out the corner here, and 7 was ready for him. Kyle, his teammate, one with only 5 HP, 1 full HP. And the same could be said for Ignite. They might still go for it here. But for Ignite, they're looking to play together. They've been doing so many amazing things on a 2-on-2s, a 2-on-1s, 1-on-2s even for wins.
I know
the timing is good,
where you are.
And the Neural Theft will eventually give away their position. Now, TODAK, they have that advantage at the very least. But do they have enough time to actually play off each other? Do they have the chemistry? That's what I want to see here. 10 seconds to go. They need to do this quickly. Time not on their side. Hotline use. They do find 1 and 7 find 10 quickly. And that is the power of teamwork that TODAK has when we want to see it. That is perfectly played.
That Neural Theft was the most important ultimate of this entire map for them. This round was as easily available to Ignite as the previous 2 have been. But just because of the fact that, you know, Cal was so low. He was less than 5 HP, I believe, but still wins a duel against a stunned Tova, and that's gonna be number 6, and at least a lifeline to hold on to, as TODAK once again looking to fight mid. Smoke instantly put down, but the shock dart actually takes out everything on that B side holding.
Shock dart just to buy some time. Perhaps a throw up that doesn't up there. Will he peek? I don't think he wants to. Thinking about it. But meanwhile, on to the other end here. Unfortunately, oh, Kale! Quick reaction time, fine splash, and that's the up removed. That's the neon removed. And now TODAK, they're happy. They have full control of the site already on long. Lenny, he tries to put in the pain. He tries to put in the shots. Not happening. Good for only one before Fishbowl shuts him down. Full on to the site. Toggle. He is doing so low though right now. 5 HP left. Nice cross. One under hell. One toward graffiti. One holding on toward long. All smoke set up here. It's a 3-on-4. A man disadvantage for Ignite. But they do have the util to play with. You see a sentry just to make sure no one's coming in for the lurks. You have the flashes from the breach, which is going to be very, very pivotal. You have Zan, who's really good with the outplays, the paranoias as well. And immediately they react. Paranoia goes out, they buy some time. Fishbowl fights Thames. Zan good for one. Redco answers as well. Aduka, as well as Kale, are the ones to win it in the end. And the man advantage wins in the end.
Once again, another solid round here, and the aggression as a team continues to work. Like I've mentioned, Ignite are not able to capitalize on any sort of TODAK team pushes, and that's exactly what they need to continue with now. And it seems like it's going to be the C side. A little bit of a setup change could help that defensive side. It seems like they've committed the turret instead of the alarm bot this time, and he's going to put it in the garage as Killjoy heads in back towards C, and it's going to be the duelist along with the breach on B right now. A split push here to try and maybe fake out a little bit of that C control. Zan could just... Oh yeah, he jump peeks it, does get information.
It's perfect. Paranoia is well set up. Toggle eats quite a bit of damage already. He looks for more. He's putting in that pressure. And he pushes TODAK back. They're not even going to try and challenge this long area yet. Fishbowl, couple of shots thrown too long, and then they're looking for that rotate. Look at him, already on long. This is a nice little off angle to play with. He has to be careful. Yep, spotted out by that drone. He just hides on the side, and he's trying to go for a double dip here. He might have to be careful.
Unnecessary.
I'm not too sure why he double peeked that. That was quite questionable here. As it gives TODAK full control onto A side, already on the side itself. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Here comes the counter Rolling Thunder. There's just so much chaos on the side. Aduka does find one to his aim, and so does Zan. Toggle in the smokes. Quickly eliminates the smoker as well.
30 seconds left.
Now, for the flash to the backside, it could be good here. Aduka quickly eliminates Thames from top end of heaven. And now Redco left all alone. Perhaps a call to save might be it, but TODAK, you can start to feel that they're heating up. They're feeling good. And as soon as they get that first initial pick, they immediately just completely collapse onto the site.
That's exactly what I talked about. Give them team fights because they're peeking out in confidence, right? Lenny, being the only defender on A, is so far out, goes for the peek. He goes straight for the fight, by the way. Does not really commit any sort of utility, right? So that's a little questionable. I would say slightly getting out of, you know, your head to try and maybe hold on to that site. Confidence maybe soaring a little too high there. Should have just held on, but I feel like now this is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for Ignite as well to hold on to their discipline, you know, not give out too much. Lenny, he's really experienced. We've seen him play for years now, and he doesn't really need to, you know, take these fights because TODAK have now understood that them triple swinging every angle is only going to give them the advantage. And you saw how quickly the reaction was, right? The minute Lenny lost, you had Toggle just run into the site so quickly, irrespective of the fact that there were two different Rolling Thunders being equipped on that round.
Man, 3 rounds in a row for TODAK? That's massive.
I'm out of here.
I'm honestly surprised at this outcome, but honestly, pleasantly happy to see this as well. Now, Splash this time around, gonna play at the back for his teammates. Already, they know there's one KO there. They already know there's one close. KO just juking left and going left and right and center, but finally will fall. they're not done quite yet. Look at this. He just walks straight up here, full control of the attacking side, and the other members of TODAK take advantage of that chaos to go straight to C side. Now Aduka, he has been lurking around, holding on the other angle here, as Temps shoots Fishball straight in the face. But they're not done. Toggle, the gatekeeper of Garage, they cannot leave, they cannot cross. Lenny for 1, but Aduka for 2. Aduka's been playing this so perfectly. All they have to do is just switch guns. There's still one more player to worry about, and it's Zan. Not to worry at all. It's Aduka. That's the main character here, and I love TODAK's reaction to that aggression.
Yeah, I was a little worried that they're not helping out in any sort of way. You know, Kale just got caught there, stunned, revealed, flashed everything, and the instant aggression that they showed on the opposite side of the map, leaving Aduka on his spawn to just play around with the timing, and while the rest of them take over C, was really good. 9-10 now as Splash picks up, and he's gonna have a world of trouble coming his way because they are coming into A with full strength, it seems. TODAK.
Splash, ooh, that off angle from Aduka, he was ready and anticipating that. As Lenny, this time around, he's positioned himself all the way in the back of sight. Now, this leaves a lot of question marks for TODAK. Lenny has always been playing A long here. But where is he now? Rightful close by. Ooh, Lenny! What a way to shut down that duelist. Aduka, he also has answers as well. Redco stood no chance. Shock down to bound. Barely missing the bodies of TODAK. And Zan is here at the very least. Crossfire set up. And now TODAK, what's your next move? You're all the way, 4 men, on too long, watching flank, watching short. Have some time here, and they can't commit. It's gonna be a little bit harder without Toggle. A fake TP here for Zan. Are you gonna check your left is the question. Nice angle, checked on the one side. He goes for 2s, left for 3! How are you able to do that? Unfortunately for Fishball, it's a little bit too late. He still has from the shadows, quickly making his way onto C side.
30 seconds
Sets out the smokes. Gonna plant inside by platform. But still, 1v2. Moves out forward, unfortunately. Timing a little bit too aggressive. Would have liked to see him stay a little bit more quiet.
Yeah, you know, I would agree that, you know, they will require a little bit, he would have required a little bit more information, but unfortunately for him, he just didn't have enough time to understand where exactly they're going to be coming from, because look at the amount of utility that was held by Temps, right? He had a turret on Garage, he had an alarm bot on B, he was standing in A, right outside of A, keeping all of that active. So he had basically the entire map covered while he could stand on A with no problem whatsoever. And the fact that Zan just swung out and got 3 before Fishball could kill him is crazy to me, because he could not have gotten away with 3. That's actually diabolical that he got 3.
I'm not too sure what happened there, because he didn't really spray it in one shot. It was 1 by 1. Now Toggle this time around. Chip damage from that Odin, but overdrive again. Again, very much alive. Hunter's Fury activated. The fast lane is up here. Here comes Temps. They're gonna go and just sort of like venture straight into Garage. But they do get that plant here. B side is the idea of where they want to go. Splash. No one's gonna peek. He doesn't think so. He's still playing it very, very safe. Now Temps very quiet here in Garage. Beautifully played now. But outside of Garage as well, they're double swinging. So Zan is there at least to band-aid the situation, remedy it at the very least. And Zan with the reposition. Once again here, Redco from one end, gonna find a nice off angle to catch out Fishball. But timing could be crucial here. But Splash was ready for that fast lane to fall. And they get the round, and they will be hitting match point. TODAK, you gotta do something and fast.
I love the idea of TODAK once again. They got the B site, yes, but it was a fight for a retake. Why? Because they know that the Killjoy ultimate's active. So they ventured in towards C-Link, and that's why Aduka was outside of Garage to make sure that they know that the Killjoy ult's gonna come here. So the 2 players who came in from C-Link tried to pressure him, get him a little uncomfortable, and Aduka did get him in the end. Unfortunately, even though the Killjoy died, they had to deal with Splash running around the site. And the trades from Ignite, once again, perfect. Because once the 2 players went into Link from TODAK, the 3 on site were kind of caught off guard. They kind of got canned into that site. They were just, you know, kind of suffocated, and the rest of the work was done by just Splash sliding in and the rest of his teammates swinging on the back of him. And that's led to map point, series point, championship point here. And they still have that Killjoy ultimate if at all needed.
Different angle here, Flash as well. Unfortunately, Splash will have to be moving back. Lenny is there at the very least, as well as Temps. They are ready to just close it down here. TODAK losing 2 members this early is devastating. Fishball tries to remedy. 7 as well. Fishball for 2. This is looking good. They have evened out the numbers. In fact, they are the team with the man advantage. Here, they find Zan, mid-slurk, and now it's just down to Temps. And it's not going to be easy to go for this retake as well. They got 1 under the detain. And they still have 50 seconds. They can pivot to the other side. They can fight if they want to. But for TODAK, they want to try and take it. Does he know that Aduka is close? Temps knows. He's been picked up already. For 1, 2.
Oh my god!
That is almost too close for comfort. A heart attack moment for TODAK. But they climb back, they fight back, and they're not done.
Yeah, I got a little scared when he turned around, I'm not gonna lie. When he got tagged by the drone, I thought he just needs to push into Aduka and take him out. Yeah, he just turned around expecting that somebody's behind him, but he still managed to get 2 there. But the biggest problem turned out to be the fact that they allowed the 2 players from TODAK to actually just run in towards that A main cavity and find that teleport from Fishball as well, which gave them the kill onto the operator. And Splash this time! Okay, then.
Oh my gosh. This is devastating. Again, this is early picks from Ignite. It's great. They got 2 already. Fishball answers. Now Splash. Ooh, barely gets hit by that paranoia. He hasn't moved a muscle. Not even a single sound. Now TODAK scratching their heads here. Yeah, they've only a 1-man advantage, a disadvantage. But Toggle has been rendered so low in HP. All eyes onto Garage here. There is an alarm bot there they can play off of. If Temps were to just swing, it could be devastating, but luckily for them, he is on B. But information is information. They know he's there. Just gonna wait. Yep, there we go. They break it immediately. They just explode onto the site, and here we go. Here comes the plant.
Let's look at the position of the Omen. Look at where we've got Zan right now. He's on long. He might go and check completely. Aduka's holding for the Killjoy. And Temps.
Timing is gone. No, it's not. Temps was ready for him. Noting his positions from before. Now Zan, he's placed himself all the way onto long. 1 enemy remaining. Immediately, as soon as they check outside of Garage, they fall. Toggle at least gets 1 to his name, but here comes Zan as well. They get the 13th point. They get the championship point at 3-0, and this only dropping a single map, but this is your champions for the Vortex Hidden Gem Chapter 2 Ignite!
A solid 3-0 from them, and we would have expected that in the beginning as well. TODAK had clearly the, the mountain to climb coming into this series, and they knew that Ignite is not going to be an easy team to beat. But the confidence being shown here by these players, the way that they've played, the aggressions, the ideas of taking micro sectors into their control, and towards the end there, making sure that if TODAK are playing with fire, we're going to fire back as well. It's been really, really strong showings from this side of Ignite, but I'm going to have to give, kudos to TODAK as well to put out a fight. The first 2 maps, yes, were a little difficult. They had some great moments, TODAK, but unfortunately, they just weren't put together to stack up to get a victory. They had moments in between most of what has been a little bit of despair.
Oh man, it's looking so good for Ignite right now. They did say in the beginning that for the previous tournament they played, they struggled a little bit with their composition, with their chemistry, but now it seems that they have everything down pat. And it comes from that experience having a tier 1 player, an ex-tier 1 player. It comes with a player who had both experience in coaching as well as IGLing, as well as insane aimers as well. I'm talking about Zan, Splash, as well as Temps. Regardless, we're going to be going into an interview with one of the players right now. And I'm very excited to see who it is.
Oh, we're gonna find out in just about a second, but it's been quite the journey for them to find a 3-0 in the final, lose only one map in the entire tournament so far, has been quite the record for them to hold on. And Ignite, I'm really looking forward to what this team's going to be doing in the future as well. But as the champions of Chapter 2 of the Vortex Hidden Gem, they're going to be pretty happy with the way they played. Yeah, Haven, of course, it was a map chosen by TODAK. That's why in the end, those tail end rounds of the second half, they kind of woke up, started playing a little bit more together, took control of that A main time and time again, denied them, a lot more of their, I was going to say utility control that they've been trying to do. And it's been great for them so far.
Yeah, but for now we have Lenny, the captain for Ignite, here in call with us. Lenny, how are you feeling? What are you feeling right now, right straight after the win?
We feel like relief, we didn't choke, so pretty happy one.
Okay, so last time you guys were playing, unfortunately you guys were knocked out a bit early in the last tournament you guys played, and you did mention before that you guys are a very, very new team. You guys just came together recently. How did you guys manage to come together and fix whatever communication and chemistry problems you guys had before?
Wait, which tournament is this?
I casted it, but I forgot the name.
I don't remember, but I think we just go through it with our coach, like after a tough loss, and then we just have a really tough ball review, and then we try and fix the mistakes and scrims, and we try and build up our map pool. So
okay, now speaking
I think it's paid off, yeah.
I mean, speaking of, IGL, I think we had a conversation with Redco in the beginning, right? About how he's always been the IGL, and then you coming in, you also wanted to IGL. So how did you decide who to IGL, and what was the reason?
I think I decided to IGL because this is my core of players, like Temps and Zen came with me from Lace. And Daniel was the one joining us, and it was my system was already built with them, so I just think it's and then I want Daniel to pop off more, like Rico. So I think it's a better option for all of us, because Daniel is really insane mechanically, so also that's what I feel.
Yeah, pretty clearly as well. I did want to know from you that all three maps you guys had these really cool small microsector aggressions, right? Especially on Bind as well. You take showers with Splash and Zen, and you take B-Long as well. You put them in these positions where they constantly keep giving you map control and man advantage as well. Was that you calling it? Was that Splash telling that he wants to go peek here, take control here? What was the what was it like?
I think it's it's a mix of both of us. Sometimes Splash will call it, sometimes I will call it. We just try and take whatever the enemies give us, and then through that we can gauge what they're doing, and then we just know what they're doing, and then we just be in better positions than them, and then win the round.
All right. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So towards the end of Haven, did you feel a little bit nervous when they started building up a couple of rounds, and you guys were 10-9, just one round away?
Yeah, it was 12-9, and we lost against their buy was so shit, And then it was oh shit, we might actually go to OT. But thank God we closed it out, so all good.
Yeah, that's great. So now let me ask you a question. Now for Ignite, you guys are signed. What's next for you guys?
What's next? We'll try and qualify through split one through Premier. So that's the goal for December and January.
All right, thank you so much, Lenny, for yapping with us. It's nice to have you back here to see you play in our local leagues. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Anyways, saw the chat just now. They were popping off.
Yeah.
I think production needs to take note of Lenny Cam. Apparently, he's a very, very high demand player. Face card is just definitely there. Oh, okay, production said I'm sorry. But anyways, again, this has been very, very exciting, and it's very exciting to be seeing TODAK come up on top. For me personally, I'm very happy with the outcome of this tournament. Seeing a Malaysian team, a full Malaysian roster come up, play this far it's been quite a while since we've seen that. So I'm very happy to see that. But also very happy because regardless of which team wins, we still have a Malaysian representative. So regardless, I still win.
Yeah. You're just happy.
I'm just flexing. Come on now, universe.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, it's been you know, a really great tournament so far. I feel like you know, a lot of new teams have been given you know opportunity to face off against some of these top tier 2 as well. So I'm hoping, and you know, I really hope I'll be here for chapter 3 as well. Just gonna
you know
ask.
what, Universe? Now that you've
Yeah.
mentioned chapter 3, right? I think this year has been a great introduction to you for the SGMY
Oh, yeah.
you know, scene, right? Coming in, you casted Split 2 with me, and now this. So what's your thoughts of, you know, this scene here? I mean, you're coming from SA yourself.
Oh, I mean, it's great. I enjoy, you know, I regularly, okay, not regularly, but I watch SEA at different regions almost, you know, every other week at least. I make sure that I keep up with it, and I really enjoy NYSE, of course, particularly because the first people who brought me to kind of, you know, attracted to this region, of course, Paper X. So I'm just gonna, you know, I'm kind of trickle down that same lane, and I'm hoping that maybe next year, whichever team it is from NYSU that comes up for Ascension is able to do something Paper X-esque. But you know, South Asia is gonna come for us as well. We're gonna have a resurgence, so we'll see. It's gonna be a good fight.
Okay, I think production can take note that we're hoping for SA versus Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's happening. It's happening.
Thank you so much to everyone for watching the chapter 2 of Vortex Hidden Gem. It's truly, you know, it's truly great what Berryfam is doing right now, making tournaments for our local leagues and empowering our, you know, our tier 2 players. Hopefully, we can see more of that. Regardless, I'm Tashbunny and Universe. I think we are done for tonight. RDU, and thank you so much to everyone for having us.
That's why they call me undisputed. I'm breaking up another season. I've been up on my stats. Now would you look at that? Undefeated, locked and loaded. We about to go. Caught 'em with that left, I leave 'em tapped out on the floor.